Hello everyone and welcome to more Ocarina of Time Randomizer, the bracket stage, here at SpeedGaming Live 2019. This match is set to be between Alucard and Spike Vegeta. Hello everyone, my name is Kuiper Don't Care. I'll be on commentary for you today, and we are just about to get ready. If you couldn't guess by the file names, we have Alucard on the left and Spike Vegeta on the right. And starting off with the light medallion, the only useless medallion, technically, outside of just being able to beat the game. The medallion doesn't lock anything. And we'll see if there are any early deviations in the route. We're expecting both racers to take a similar path here, getting the Kokiri sword chest as well as these 4 chests in Mido's house. Both of our runners almost synced up. Getting these 4 items at basically the same time. Ice Trap. Deku Nut capacity upgrade. It's actually very nice to find early on. And a Lens of Truth as well. Spike getting his Ice Trap. And Alucard out a little bit quicker. The Kokiri Sword Chest up next. We'll be rounding out the early Kokiri Forest checks. Again, if you're brand new to Ocarina of Time Randomizer, it's basically the same thing as other randomizers. All the items are shuffled amongst themselves. All the songs that you would normally get in Ocarina of Time are also shuffled amongst themselves. And the dungeons that you will be required to beat in order to obtain your medallions. A hammer in the Kokiri Forest chest. That is a fantastic early item to get. It almost completely neutralizes some of the bomb checks that are otherwise inaccessible to you until you find some of those explosives. Potentially going to be pushing our runners to going adult early, which is one of the route options you have in Ocarina of Time. You do have an open door of time at the Temple of Time, so you can go right in anytime you want and switch to adult. Neither of our runners as well, potential option to go into the Deku Tree as that area is open. And Alucard first past the bridge, getting his Ocarina. Something we're going to be looking out for as these runners are obtaining their items are also they're going to be reading hint stones, which is pretty important because the hint stones not only give you specific locations for certain items, but they also give you potential areas that are going to have your Go Mode items, basically. You're going to see hints that say things like, this area is Way of the Hero. You're also going to see ones that are barren or foolish, meaning there's nothing there you need. If there's a song there, you don't need it. If there's items there, you don't need it. And this route that both of our runners are actually taking, they're unknowing to each other. They're kind of following each other's footsteps. This is going to be an early child route where you're going to see them picking up 3 different songs. They're going to be picking up the first song from Impa, which is the vanilla Zelda's Lullaby check. But it hopefully will not be Zelda's Lullaby. Well, it would be nice to see Zelda's Lullaby, but there's a fair chance it won't be. This is a little strategy here, jumping up these chains to up your rupee count. And a Skulltula in the, what I like to call the pot room. A whole bunch of pots that all have 1 rupee in them, but for some reason that box has a Skulltula in it, and that guard just kind of watches you ransack the place and leave. Don't really have any explanation for a small child coming in, throwing a pot, a giant gold spider comes out, and the guard just kind of lets you do it. Child shooting gallery for Spike. Spike electing to not get that Skulltula. There could be up to rewards on 50 skulls. There are hints for what is on 30, 40, and 50. But 20 and 10 are left mysterious. Our runners are going to have to figure that out on their own. And just a heart piece for Spike Vegeta. And pretty soon for Alucard as well. Ooh, Alucard missing that final shot. He's going to have to replay the child shooting gallery. Luckily, if you get enough of the rupees, you don't have to pay again. All right, Spike going to get his weird egg from Malin and some quick hints here. Composer Grave is a piece of heart. There's our first Way of the Hero is Goron City. Kokiri Forest is also, and 40 is dead. So we have a Goron Way of the Hero as well as a Kokiri Forest Way of the Hero. And likely, it's talking about our hammer. And Spike gonna elect to go adult. Again, that hammer kind of influencing that decision. That's one of those items that if you receive it early on in the seed, you're gonna definitely be pushed towards adult because hammer opens up so much. It's a lot of bomb checks that you're not gonna be able to get into outside of having explosives. You could just hammer a lot of the rocks that block up the grottos across Hyrule Field or some of the bombable walls. You can open those up with a hammer as well. These are our medallions. Again, they're gonna be tracked here in the middle portion of the screen. So you'll notice the ones that get lit up as a medallion are the ones we need to beat, at least so far. We think those are going to be the ones we need to beat. And the stone ones, fairly good chance that we're not going to need to beat all of the dungeons in the game, but I did see that the Dongos had the forest medallion, which is one of the best medallions you can get in a specific location. The Dongos is a very, very easy dungeon to full clear because basically we do it as an adult. Just to double check these. That is forest in Dongos, fire in Jabu, water in Shadow Temple, Shadow Medallion in water, and spirit in fire. So 2 of the child dungeons being required, actually, Deku actually ended up being vanilla in this scene, just holding the Kokiri Emerald. And again, that free light medallion, you might think it's a pretty cool thing to start with one of the 6 medallions that you need, but the light medallion doesn't really lock anything. You'll see that the forest medallion is actually an extremely powerful medallion to get because it unlocks a song straight off the jump, like right when you get it. And it's also part of another song check that you can get, which is the Burning Kakariko song check. Lost Woods is the next way of the hero. And some synced up chest gets there. Alucard picking up the claim check. And Spike now has seen 3 Way of the Heroes. Alucard, of course, has seen the other 2 that were right outside of the Temple of Time. And Spike going to be not earning any brownie points with his friend Wooden Barrel there, buying a shield. Which I think is always the better play. I'm one of the always buy a shield guys. Now here's our first deviation in the route. So Spike ended up going to Adult Kakariko, which is a high concentration of items that you can get here in in Adult 1. Alucard actually electing to go over to Zora's River. Very good chance that you're going to be getting something good here in Kakariko. There's just so many items here in Kakariko. And of course, there's also the Skulltula house. Ocarina of Time is Saria Song, and that is potentially a scary situation. You have two checks that are locked behind Saria Song. Technically 3 if you count Frogs 2. We got more commentary people. Here, I gotta move on over now.
Yeah, I was told you needed somebody who knew how to lose this game.
No, I'm good for that.
Oh,
I know how to lose.
Okay, then. Well, here we are. How's it going? My name is Dr. Bobtastic, and...
Are you a real doctor?
In theory, like I have a PhD. Does that count?
Yeah, sure. That counts. I've been feeling really sick lately, so, maybe I figured...
I think we just saw a hint that said the skull mask gives the boomerang.
Yeah, that was the thing. I chose to ignore it because that makes me kind of sad because that's a really rough hint that Alucard just got. Now, granted, it is paying off for him because he ended up taking this Zora's River route and Spike electing to stay here in Adult Kakariko, choosing to get this heart container.
Could be double defense. That's the important one.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They do look the same, so you can't tell right when you look at them which one is which, so.
And we get Song of Time, which we may have already gotten for all I know.
Actually, this is the first song that we've seen someone get, so.
All right.
Another hint, Ice Cavern is Way of the Hero. That's 4 of our 5 Way of the Heroes. Again, some of these will be repeating as well, so...
And of course, if we ever see 3 of the same one, we know it's actually been repeated
Correct.
multiple times.
Yes. That's something that I think a lot of people forget about as you're doing these races. Zora's Fountain is our first Baron hint. But yeah, if you see a hint more than twice, that actually means there's going to be at least 2 of your items there, so guarantees that.
Now, Zora's Fountain is, you know, that only refers to just the area outside, say, Jabba Jabba and Ice Cavern, because we have to go to Ice Cavern anyway, according to this. So, yeah, that's the sort of thing. It's like, well, okay. So I don't have to check the ferry. I don't have to check the...
Jabu's poop?
Yeah.
That looked like a hook shot inside of that crate.
Interesting.
And as far as right now, we are unable to access that. There's a couple ways you can get up to that crate, but Spike has neither of them. You either need the long shot as an adult, or you need explosives so that a child Link can go over to the river, blow up the rocks, and buy a bean from the bean salesman. We have access to neither of those 2 things.
Yeah, the other alternative would be to get a scale so that you can get there the other way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, nope. Now, that being said, if you go turn in that skull mask, you can do an out-of-logic way of getting that.
Yes, you can.
The boomerang, you can do a little trick to do that. I've never actually pulled it off, but I know it can be done.
What's interesting is that Spike's one of those people that doesn't like to do skull mask, and I don't really blame him. It is kind of a crappy check. I mean, you're going back and forth between of course, the mask salesman. First, you got to go over, get the bunny mask, the Keaton mask, and deliver that to the guard in Kakariko Village. Then you have to go back, get the skull mask. It's a whole lot of back and forth, so...
I'm okay with doing it when you have, say, you know, Prelude and Nocturne, but you know what? There's a really decent chance that in these beatable-only seeds, you never see Prelude.
Right. Very, very rare that you end up filling your song sheet in this game, especially with beatable only, which, if you guys don't know, what beatable only refers to, as Alucard gets his Ocarina of Time song check there, or the hint stone, I should say. But beatable only basically means that there's going to be situations where potentially these players don't get items and or keys that are necessary to advance certain areas of the game. So, for example, we do need to beat the Fire Temple in this seed, but there's a chance that you're given the boss key early and then no small keys, which means you can't even go through the rest of Fire Temple, which is actually pretty nice. It's a way to kind of quicken up the seeds.
And of course, like, you might be locked out of a good portion of Forest Temple here because it's a stone dungeon.
And Spirit as well. Spirit being a stone as well, which is actually pretty nice that we're not going to have to be worrying, hopefully, about Mirror Shield or Silver Gauntlets.
Yeah, the Mirror Shield, as we may have seen slightly earlier today, is a garbage fire.
Man, I was on comms for that, and that was a rough seed, especially with Mirror Shield being an item that, like, people always ask, like, what's the worst item to have buried deep in a seed? And I usually should say Mirror, because outside of a boss and one check, it does nothing else. It doesn't lock you out of anywhere. It doesn't make anything faster. It's just such a crappy item to have buried deep in a seed.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of the Link to the Past item, Ice Rod.
Yes.
Which is only used to kill one boss, which happens to be fire and ice themed as well. And is, you know, canonically the last dungeon before you go into the thing. And it's terrible. And I had a song that I made called Where in the World's the Godforsaken Ice Rod?
All right.
It's set to the tune of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. And in my head...
Do you wear, like, a big red hat when you sing it?
Sometimes.
All right, cool.
But in my head, while I was watching that seed, I was thinking, where in the world's the stupid mirror shield at?
Now I'm never going to unhear that. Every time I'm doing one of these and I'm missing a mirror shield, that's just going to be the first thing I think.
Now I have to come up with a whole set of lyrics for that, too. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Okay, confirming that was in fact a hook shot there. And the fact that that is a hook shot actually rules out one of the ways of getting up there. Because one of the ways of getting up there is standing on, like, that second grave with the long shot. But of course, you need both of the hook shots as they are progressive items to get that long shot.
So this is going to be potentially a guaranteed bean seed.
Yeah.
Going to need those explosives as a child. Alucard racing the old man. We already know he's not going to be getting anything for this, so you'd be paying a little bit of attention to what Spike's getting inside of this. Very nice item
We got
there.
a bow.
Very nice item there for Spike. It is a bow inside of Dodongo's cavern, and Spike's saying, all right, that's a good thing to get there.
Yep. I mean, he doesn't have lift, right?
No.
So
No bomb
up
shoes
until
either.
this point, he would have been unable to proceed up those stairs outside, but now he can with the bow.
Spike not going to like to do that, though. He's going to stay the course, stay a little bit in logic.
All right.
The purple rupee for Alucard. In an effort to not sound childish, but to also sound childish, if a bloopy is a blue rupee, what would a purple rupee be? Someone in the audience is laughing, and I appreciate it. You don't have to say it, but I know where your mind's at. Everybody here should know.
So I know what the logical conclusion of that is. I am completely unaware of the term.
Don't worry about it. Everyone at home right now is thinking like, wait a minute. Spike, I don't think we know what's on top of Dodongo's actually. So Spike's gonna take a peek at this after he gets this sculptula inside this rock.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
There.
I had it wrong in my head. I was saying perpy.
No,
Like, what is that?
no.
Why is everybody having fun with this? I don't get it. I'm so dumb right now. Anyway,
Second Dampe race, just a recovery heart. Ooh, Spike going for the snipe. Will he get it?
this is my favorite strat to get
Oh,
this
will
guy.
he get it? Oh, nails that stupid little kid. God, he's the worst. And then the worst part is you do this, and then you got to hear this sob story about his dead dad and all this stuff. Like, just give me my item, kid. Like, shut up. Just give me the... Ooh, Spike almost taking the wrong staircase there. That little Goron's just up there chilling like, come talk to me, please. There he is. There we go.
Legendary Goron, legendary hero of the Goron nut.
That's right. Yeah. Free Deku shield. I actually don't think Spike had bought a Deku shield, so that's really nice, actually.
A free Deku shield, always pretty good. But you can always... That is definitely required to beat Deku Tree.
Correct.
Now, we may not have to go to Deku Tree. Hey, Spike just found out about the Skull Mask.
And well, you know what? That's a good spot to actually find that because Spike didn't go to Zora's River, so to get that hint anyway within his route that he's actually chosen to go is actually pretty convenient for him. And this is why Hammer's so good to get early. This boulder maze over here, which is basically locked off to you until you get bombs and or strength upgrades. You can clear this whole area, this whole little room with just the hammer.
You get 2 strength upgrades, you can lift the silver rocks, and it's just like, what maze?
That's so crazy. That's like one of those things that like I feel like in the regular game as you're playing it as like oh, we got a winner. As a young kid, you're like you don't think about it. You're like, oh, I gotta get a hammer. No, you can just lift the rocks up.
Oh, we found the first hook shot.
Okay.
And we know that Gerudo's Fortress is Foolish Choice and or Baron, depending on how early you started playing this game. Speaking of which, Alucard is about to do the exact same thing. Though Alucard doing slightly slower strats here because he doesn't have a shield.
Man, if only he'd have bought a shield with all that money that he's got. You know, man, it's almost like that's a smart thing to do sometimes is buying that shield. Winner, they're both winners. We could stop. They're both winners. We don't have to do the rest of the race. We're good.
But yeah, so everyone has a stance on buying a shield. My stance on buying a shield is if I have money before I'm about to go adult, I'd like to do it. I haven't done it yet.
Spike's like, I have no idea. I am leaning in towards the television trying to see what that is. Okay, that's just a stick. Okay. Spike spent about... Okay, we'll make a note of that. If Spike loses by 20 seconds, blame his eyesight for the loss.
And we've got Epona's Saw.
Epona on Bolero. Interesting spot for that as well.
So first bomb bag in GTG then?
Oh yeah, that's 100% what this is. 100%. Okay, so we have the location.
Oh, Alucard pulling out the iron boots.
Well, we don't. So we have our. Okay, once we find bombs, we have our go beat water set up. You get your hook shot, come out into the Lost Woods, get your iron boots, which is a Way of the Hero location. Again, you can go up, get your bombs if you have them. Plant your bean. You can go up and beat Water Temple. Once you get that second hook shot, which I think both players have seen now, so it's just going to be a matter of Spike getting those iron boots. And Alucard, ooh, Spike cutting this real close. Nah, he's got it. Got the hammer. More than safe. Got another check here. 30 is dead. 30 just being a piece of heart.
And a second bow here for Spike.
Not really a fan of that with Spike. It's kind of like one of those things where if you find the bow, you kind of think to yourself, ooh, yeah, that's a good item, but then you see a bow kind of in an easy location like that one, you're like, ah, Alucard's got the hammer. He's going to get this bow, so...
Interestingly enough, Alucard deciding, oh, he doesn't have the bow, so he has to go this way to Death Mountain Crater. The good news is he will get a bow.
Oh, very shortly. Very, very shortly.
Spike is doing the fire dive here.
Fire dive with just 6 hearts, too. That is... I think he's going to have about 58 seconds to progress through the...
I think it's 48.
48?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's 8 seconds per heart.
We'll check it right here. How much time will Spike have in all these rooms? Yeah, you're right. 48. Oh, man. Boss key right now. It's the dream. Boss key on the first Goron check.
Yeah, then just do the funky glitchless jump to get to the...
Ooh, Alucard falling all the way down.
Oh, there we go. We got a butter knife, ladies and gentlemen.
Just pick the lock with it. Just like stick the Kokiri sword in there and pick the lock. Like, all right, I'm ready to fight Fafagia.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, these Skulltulas on this rock climber, so obnoxious. Alucard just struggling here with them. Lake Hylia.
All right, that's all of them, right?
That is all of them. That's all the Baron hints. We're still missing one Way of the Hero, but that is all of our Barons. Zora's Fountain, Gerudo Fortress, and Lake.
So Zora's Fountain is somewhat significant. There's a few items there. Gerudo Fortress is very low significance. There are basically 3. The chest and the 2 horseback archeries. And then...
But Lake's a nice
Hylia
one.
is really nice.
Lake is a very nice Baron
You don't have
hint.
to go fishing. You don't have to climb the stupid lab where you get hit by the crow every stupid time.
Toucan Sam? Hate him. Hate that guy. 30. All right. Alucard getting that hint. Interesting thing here with these fire dancers. There's Alucard's bow, and his eyes open up a little bit, thinking like, wow, that's a crazy place for that to be. And we are a strength upgrade away from having the best 4 adult items. Get your hook shot, your hammer, your bow, and your strength, and you are you're sitting pretty.
I mean, I do like to have explosives.
Oh yeah, that's.
But not gonna hurt anything.
Small key for Spike.
Looks like Alucard is resetting because not a real great way to get past that rock from that particular side. At least not in the rule set we're using. Under a different rule set, you might be able to just mega flip literally down to the entrance of Fire Temple.
Oh, yeah. If you were able to mega flip places, there would be a lot of things in this game that would be...
Of course, he doesn't have explosives for that either, so...
Oh, man, he can't even cheat.
Yep.
I was fully expecting him to start cheating, you know? The
No.
seed's 24 minutes. It's already taking way too long. Like, this is already a seed. You're re-rolling it. Like, you're
I
like,
don't know
nope,
about that.
nope, I'm taking a different seed. Taking a different one. No explosives, 24 minutes, I'm done. I'm getting out of here. I'm bailing.
I'm sitting here with, I'm not sure that I've got a sub 4 ever, and I'm like, I'd be okay with that. I think I might have a 345 somewhere in there. I can't remember.
Ooh. All right. Early boss key.
Okay.
This is going to be a... does Spike take the gamble? He does not have a bottle. Or he has one bottle?
Yeah.
He might have one bottle.
I think you could pull it off with...
one fairy,
yeah,
potentially?
with one fairy, yeah. It's doable. The quick kill on Volvagia, if you get it right, is pretty soft.
Pretty
I
quick.
mean, it can be done in under 48 seconds.
Yes.
But if you get it wrong, you could still have a fairy and fix it up. Now, that being said, I've never seen anybody get over here without the hover boots or the hook shot. He's got a hook shot. What am I talking about? Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
I just woke up a few minutes ago.
All right, cool. That's fine. That's no big deal. It's good. We've all been staying up. Oh, the red potion. Okay. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't reset your time, unfortunately, so Spike's going to have to exit this room.
Oh, he can't do the quick kill. He doesn't have explosives.
He does have a bow, so he can shoot her
Right.
as she's flying around, but doesn't do quite as much damage as the bombs do. So it's also, you can lay down bombs a lot quicker than you could shoot Volvagia with arrows, so...
And of course, you can damage the off-screen hitbox with the bombs, which you cannot do with the bow.
That's the Zora's Fountain is bearing. Hint there.
So we might be able to get some good kill here, but it's gonna be close. But the first try jump there for Spike Vegeta to get to the door, or the boss door here.
All right, so 46 seconds on the first hearts. The fairy will fill him up. He should be able to
Another
do this.
48.
This should be good. He should be more than good. Unless he misses a jump slash or... I'm jinxing him real bad right now. Oh, boy.
Hope he never hears this.
Frogs 2 is just a red rupee.
Yep. Go away, frogs. Nobody likes you.
Small little decrease in the value of all dungeons there, being that it's Saria's song on Ocarina of Time. Would love to see the rest of those Saria song checks, though.
Yeah, because we don't want, I don't know, Mirror Shield on Skull Kid, which might have been a thing earlier today.
It might have been a thing in a seed that I did, potentially. So I don't want to point fingers at myself, but it might have been my fault.
You rolled the silly thing?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Never.
Yeah. I know you were on comms for that scene, but my goodness.
So was Anju. Anju was on.
Well,
Anju was
her?
on.
Well, I'm going to blame Anju.
I would definitely blame Anju. She is, you know... Chickens in this game are just basically to blame for a lot of the problems.
Birds are jerks.
Right?
Fight me.
Whoa, is that... Oh, okay. For a second there, I thought that box was hovering. I'm like, wait a minute, did Alucard push both boxes? Spike taking the death. The fairy going to bring him back. And we're going to see what the Zelda check is. Zelda's Lullaby, Minuet. That's a really good song to get, actually.
It's a real nice, you know, mobility that way. You can instantly go check the song that's sitting over there.
2 free song checks, actually. Yeah. Really nice. All right, Alucard accidentally talking to the running man there, and finally going to be buying his shield. Not before he buys a couple sticks, though.
So, looking like Spike
Ooh,
didn't
he's not
quite
gonna buy the
manage
shield.
to finish Fire Temple there.
Oh, yeah, he was thinking that he wasn't going to make it. Yeah, 48 seconds, just not, again, like you said, like,
Yeah,
not
without
having
the
those bombs. Yeah.
explosives, the quick kill is not really doable.
Thought
That's the real problem.
Thought he was going to be able to get it done with just the arrows, but it's like, gotta bail on it.
It's also pretty hard to get more than like one arrow shot in per flying cycle.
She almost has to fly directly over your head, and then you back up. Very tough.
The only reliable way to do that would be to do it without like Z targeting and to like actually aim.
Yeah.
And who wants to actually do that?
No
that,
one.
That requires what people call skill, and I'm not sure I have any of that. I'm pretty sure Spike does, but he's only got a limited supply.
We don't got skill here. We're all all-cheaters. We all read in the spoiler logs. We're just trying to make all this movement up for entertainment purposes. They really don't know where anything is. Nope. We totally know where everything is.
All right, Alucard gonna take the 3-song route essentially. Gonna go through Lon Lon Ranch, pick up the Malin Song, and then probably head over to Sacred Forest Meadow.
Another crappy chicken check. It's just they abound in this game. Nothing but crappy chicken mini games and come on. There we go. That's the one you want.
I have people in my chat who always count out how many chickens it takes me to do that one.
The last one that you need?
Well, all of them. So it's, so I get like 1, 1, 3 there.
Okay.
Kind of like reflecting things on the last boss of Ganon's Tower and Link to the Past. Same sort of counting. Alright, so we're getting more Lost Woods checks from Spike Vegeta. He's going to pick up that... oh, he's already picked up the Iron Boots, right.
Serenade on the Epona check. Not, I mean, well, if we never see Prelude, it's probably the next best thing.
Yeah, I do like having Serenade of Water just because it's a pain to get to Lake Hylia as an adult. You don't want to have to do it. And if you end up having to, you know, activate the Scarecrow's song, you kind of want it. And also, it'll get you to Water Temple quicker. It's pretty fine.
Unfortunately, the only kind of downside to it is the fact that it's barren, Lake Hylia, so you're basically just going over there for the water temples, so.
And maybe to activate Scarecrow, but that's about it.
Alucard trying to line this backwalk up.
Spike getting bossed around by some of these moblins here.
I never knew that they were moblins when I first started doing these, so I just started calling them pig guys. So I just stick with the whole pig guy. Oh god, these pig guys are so mean.
The only reason I knew they were moblins is because, you know, I used the Navi thing once I got stabbed by them out of nowhere for no reason. It was like, oh, what was that?
I thought you were going to say that you called Nintendo Power. I was like, what are these things?
So we get a Zora tunic for Alucard. That is something that could at least theoretically be required by the logic. They're in Water Temple and a couple other places, you know, everybody's favorite toilet room.
Oh, man.
Theoretically, the item under the frozen lake requires that, but we know that's barren anyway.
Minuet of Forest song check. Being checked by Spike. And it's a good one.
Alright, Zelda's Lullaby acquired. That, of course, usually required in every seed. Not always, as we did see at least one seed this tournament where Zelda's Lullaby was not only not required, but it wasn't even accessible.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. The dream. I would love that. Just funny fact that Zelda's Lullaby was Minuet, and Minuet was Lullaby.
There you go.
So you technically could have minueted immediately. Well, I guess not, because you would have been a child, but you could have went adult, immediately minuet, like, oh, there's my Zelda's Lullaby.
Alright, so speaking of forest things, Alucard is going to Deku Tree here. Now, Deku Tree, of course, as we said, is a stone dungeon. So not necessarily required. However, a large majority of the checks in Deku Tree are just available from the start of the game. And so they're what we call the Sphere 0 or Sphere 1 locations, depending on if you are being pedantic.
That's a good word. Pedantic. Solid.
I mean, that's sort of my job, is to be pedantic.
Okay. All right.
Part
Just
of
like
my job description.
Right. Mine is to be obnoxious. So that's my word of the day. I'm getting thumbs up from the crowd after I called myself obnoxious.
Fair
You guys
enough.
are. God. That's fine. It's fine. Alucard in the Deku Tree. Again, small chance that we're going to be needing all dungeons, but with the way the seeds have been going in this tournament, you never know. Nice full heart container there in the first item.
All right, another full heart. Gonna add to that eventual timer. Get back to Volvagia eventually. I know Alucard hasn't been there yet, but you know, I imagine there'll be some timer-based Volvagia fights on both sides eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so far. It's been really, really, again, low on the health.
Unless, of course, the Goron tunic comes in out of nowhere.
Goron tunic, Adult's wallet, potentially buy one. I certainly think that at this point, you definitely want to be buying one if you haven't gotten. And we're validated. Alucard can now submit his Ocarina of Time randomizer run to the internet. I don't know where he would submit it to, but
And there's not what you would call a leaderboard for this, because you know, basically every seed is different, and there's no real way to compare them. And also, you know, the whole validation meme is a little bit made up. But other than that,
how dare you? How dare you? Made up. It's okay. You just, I knew that. Anju may have not known that. So she's a little upset.
Sorry,
She's a little upset.
This
I'll cover her ears as we talk about
this stream is not safe for cuckoos.
it. This is not a cuckoo safe stream. Alucard, you gotta light that stick on fire first, buddy. There we go. No flame storage here in Deku Tree. I mean, I guess you could technically do flame storage, but
There wouldn't be a point.
really, not much of a point.
Unless you, like, stored it from downstairs.
Yeah, brought it back up. I mean, hey, if you want to, you could try. First check here.
Nah, that wouldn't even work.
Another heart container.
More heart. Okay, so remember that health you said wasn't showing up?
Yeah, right on cue.
It's all here.
It's just all in the Deku Tree.
We decided we're gonna put all of the health right here, where nobody will go for it, except Alucard.
In a stone Deku Tree. Spike's gonna skip Deku Tree. Never go in there. Get his Minuetta Forest. Spike thinking to himself, well, all right. I could have saved me a trip through the Lost Woods to get that song, but still worth it. Ooh, Alucard gotta be trying to get that jump slash on the Skulltula.
Gotta be careful with your stick count here. Not, I mean, you don't need a ton more sticks here, but you don't want to run out.
Right.
You want, you know, at least 2 when you go into the Goma room. Mm-hmm. So you can break one and still have one. Well, never mind.
That is a very interesting spot for that slingshot to be. Again, this dungeon is in the vanilla game. It requires the slingshot, but as you can see from Alucard's screen, he is not going to be using that slingshot, as he will be going for the basement 1 skip.
Using the pause buffered version. Didn't quite get it because I think he released the pause, or he paused a little early there. If you want to stop, I'm going to wait till you stop rolling the first time. And then
Lining up that B
there
button.
you go.
That should work. There it
we
goes.
go.
All right. Very nicely done by Alucard. Despite getting his recovery heart for Talon, so Alucard making some ground on Spike as far as the completion of this dungeon goes. Save that stick. I actually don't know
If you land in the water with it lit, it just goes back in your inventory.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to put it away, but I usually do it anyway out of habit.
out of fear.
Yeah. Still have not figured out the timing to get these guys on the first go.
It's more like it's a little tough
Like
because you have to like
positioning or
yeah,
whatever.
it's very positioning based.
All right.
Bro-
Setting up the broken stick glitch here.
Classic. A lot of people that probably played this game did that by accident when they were first playing this game.
So that does mean he's probably going for the Deku Nut strat here, because if you pull out the slingshot, you're going to lose that stick.
See if he can execute it. Oh, no, he did go for the slingshot. Okay, he's probably going to elect to go for this one again.
Now, the good news is when you hit with the slingshot, it is a much... get a lot longer time to do it, but he just kind of let Vilma run off.
And he's got 2 more sticks. It's exactly the amount you need. You only need 3 hits.
Yep.
We're actually going to check what the Zarya song check here is.
Nocturne of Shadow.
So 1/2 of that nice duo of songs that you like to have when you have a Skull Mask. Way of the hero, basically. We do need to beat Jabu, so I think Spike might be going for that here pretty soon. Granted, now that he has that song. 50 is dead. I believe that's been all of our high mark Skulltula hints.
Yep, so you'll just be trying to get 20 as you kind of go along throughout this seed, maybe not prioritizing them extremely highly. You can usually pick up 20 in just whatever dungeons you happen to be clearing.
And Spike, here, interesting thing here. He's got the butter sword, so thought he was going to maybe burn that last stick, but luckily has the Kokiri sword here to dispatch of these keys. And now Alucard, now that he's completed the Deku Tree, see where he elects to go to next. Maybe he dips fire. You've just seen Spike do that a while ago.
He'll have a little more health to pull it off, but still no explosives, so that's the sort of thing you want to see.
Song of
There's the
Storm.
other 50 skull. Oh, the Song of Storm's found at the Sun Song location. And Spike Vegeta setting up the flame storage here.
You want to make sure you keep that torch on screen for a while. Get your stick out. You can see it burning there. Now you got to get up there quickly. Like these torches, the first one lights automatically as you come through the door.
And that also resets the timer on your stick burning out. Oh, Alucard locates Din's fire at the scrub under the bridge.
Need $40 to get that scrub, so... And Lost Woods again. Holding a whole bunch of our items. Iron Boots and Din's Fire being found in the Lost Woods.
Incidentally, Scrub Under the Bridge was my nickname during graduate school.
Nice. I want that to be my nickname. Scrub Under the Bridge. It's like just funny enough, but also like peppered in there with like some, you know, insult.
Yeah, a little bit of self-deprecation.
Right, a little bit of self-deprecation. You need that in everything. Every single little nickname's got to be some self-deprecation in it.
So it looks like our Ocarina people are trying to teach us the Song of Healing. Not quite.
Oh, I was going to say, are they going to give us the Song of Healing?
But they were close. They were 3 notes in.
I have seen a couple people post things of the Ocarina memory game actually giving them songs that are in other games, which is pretty cool.
My song from yesterday gave me... oh, there's the 3rd bow.
Wow.
What's up? But yeah, my one from yesterday gave me the first 5 notes of Song of Storms. Literally.
Oh, wow. All right, Spike. In the bottom of the well.
Oh, okay. There is a pretty interesting play here.
No explosives.
And no explosives. We do have ZL, so we'll be able to get a fair amount of waterlocked stuff. And that is pretty much the best first chest ever.
You're going to be hard-pressed to find a first chest in the well being better than that one. See if the second chest is a little better. Just one of the keys. You do need at least 1 key, so.
Right. If you're desperate for skulls, you might need the other 2.
Wow, I did not know you could Deku Nut that Skulltula from that far away.
Wow.
Like, he entered the room and threw the Deku Nut, and it worked. Wow. You learn something every time you watch one of these. All right, here's that Zelda's Lullaby. Gonna lower the water level to free up a couple more things here. The 50 is dead check being picked up by Alucard. Can't do that guts chest over there. Double dipping the well because you don't have explosives is not the most fun seed you could draw up, but
sometimes you gotta do it.
And it seems like explosives are kind of going to be that thing where they're going to hold us back, at least temporarily.
Looks like a piece of heart there in the good old coffin location. Alucard is doing chickens.
And he's disqualified because he's doing chickens. Because it's not going to be anything. He's going to waste time. He's going to lose because of it. You know? Oh, maybe he's not doing chickens. I take it back. I'm sorry, Alucard. Oh, now he messed it up. Now he's got to grab. Oh, he is doing chickens. All right. Let's check back in 3 minutes. We're not going to look at Alucard's screen. He's not doing anything useful. So we'll just pay attention to Spike Vegeta here. God, I hate this check.
So I hate the chickens check until it pays off. And then it's just like, how many runners are going to put this off?
God, it never pays off, though. It never pays off. I've realized, here's the thing about chickens. All right. You got to metagame yourself when you're doing a seed. You got to think to yourself, is this a seed where I should do chickens? Because if it is, then don't do it. But if it's a seed where, you know what, I really shouldn't be doing chickens, that's when you do chickens. Because that's, for some weird way, it just seems more reasonable that this check actually is going to have something in it. It's not too bad when you only have to throw one chicken in the pen, which is what I do whenever I run one of these. But
they've recently changed it up to where you can even make it where you need 0 chickens.
That is true.
You can just walk in, talk to Anju as if you were an adult.
All right.
So I guess that's the only way in which you'd be talking to her, as if you were an adult.
Spike's dip into the well here, coming up dry. The well is dry. Man, how poetic. It's a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. This is technically here what Alucard is doing, actually. This is the first step of this skull mask check. You need to give this note to this guard. So
that opens up the Happy Mask shop, and so that you can start getting the masks. Now, the great news for our runners is that, you know, the merciful gods that roll these seeds have disabled the worst mask check.
The worst check, I think, right?
Yeah, which is the Mask of Truth. Not only does it require completing all of the stone dungeons, but it also requires turning in all of the other masks, which in turn requires you doing the Skull Kid check, which requires Saria's song, and it's just the worst.
Yes.
By far.
Magic inside of the well.
Okay.
Not a barren trip into the well. And that was a deep vial of magic there for the bottom of the well. And Anju's not going to give us anything useful. Look, they're out of logic, okay? They're out of logic, all right? And there were only 5. It was a tease. It was a tease good item. Like, oh, here's some bomb shoes, but they're only 5. God, awful. What a terrible scourge.
Could be helpful. Definitely
It could
not
be
required.
Helpful. I will say this: if Spike does get them, Spike can at the very least progress Jabu. I'm sorry, not Jabu. Dodongo's a little bit farther because you can actually use those bomb shoes to blow up the eyes. That actually leads into where Dodongo is. So you can't fight Dodongo with it, but
in theory, you can fight Dodongo with it. You use a ground jump.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And it's also the worst.
Oh, and Spike's doing chickens now. Why? He's going to get these 5 bomb shoes and be like, oh, man, it was worth it. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not worth it. These are awful. Ah.
So Kuiper has strong feelings on this game, if you couldn't tell.
I do. I'm passionate. I am passionate about these chicken checks. They're just so slow. Like, it's just so slow. But like you said, if it ends up giving you something like bomb shoes, we haven't even seen a hint for a bomb bag. We haven't seen any other explosives for that matter, so. And at the end of the day, it is going to be worth it.
We will at least see a bomb bag somewhere before the end of this run, or it will at least be accessible at some point. There are several of these dungeons that hard require bombs in the logic anyway.
All right, Spike throwing the last couple of these
Really just
chickens in the
DC.
Well, it depends on a lot of the key locations
Right.
that you're going to be needing some of those bombs. Specifically places like Fire Temple, Shadow Temple. A lot of areas that are locked to you without bombs. Little chests and things like that. So hard pushing you that you're going to need a bomb bag this seed.
Yeah. But the Dodongo's Cavern is the one that absolutely nails it down.
Right.
Because while you can theoretically break the floor leading to King Dodongo with the hammer, it's not in logic.
Correct. We do have that hammer, though. So if these runners actually end up getting enough of those bomb shoes, maybe they get a strength upgrade, and maybe they go in there without their bomb bag.
Okay, Alucard has acquired a bean, and a second bean for good measure, and going for 3.
Making some chili with those beans. That was a bad joke. I have nothing but bad jokes. But
I'm okay with it.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that. You know, sometimes you just got to get them out. They bubble up in there, and you're like, oh, I got to say it. There's some bomb shoes. Spike like,
I hope you enjoy them.
Not sure how I feel about that.
All right, so Alucard is going to go ahead and plant the bean, and then use the Keaton mask to, or sell the Keaton mask to the guard, which will allow him to progress. Oh, we're also going to get the Dompe digging check.
Yeah, just some arrows. Always feels good. See, that's the check that I feel like when I do it and it's something, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, that's something that no one's going to do.
Without the, like the sun song, it can be a real pain to be there at the right time to get it to work. But Alucard manages to pull it off. No problems.
I think Alucard's going to swim over to get this Skulltula.
Ah, okay. It's like, I'm not sure what he's doing. Right, the skull. And I guess he might go for the hints around the edge.
He is right here. And I just want to say, like, really nice routing there for Alucard to also simultaneously plant the bean while doing the starting point, I should say, of the Skull Mask quest, because, I mean, it is required. It's our boomerang. We need that to beat the game.
I'm not convinced he actually went and sold the mask, though.
All right, Pierre got a small key. Not a... kind of an interesting dynamic there with Pierre having that small key. Fire Temples can be real stingy
So
with
right
those
now,
small keys.
it really just depends on if Volvagia has a small key or not.
Yes. I mean, she might not. We might be hard locked out of there.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing you hope for, to be honest. 'Cause nobody likes going deep fire. Deep fire is a meme, and it's a bad one.
It's a bad
Go
meme?
away.
Is there such a thing as a bad meme? I'm not sure.
Most of them are.
Forest Temple. A stone forest temple is our
Oh,
final
boy.
way of the hero.
And that is an out-of-the-way hint stone that Alucard found to get that particular piece of information. So the Forest Temple is going to be pretty interesting. And of course, at the moment, we have basically everything we need to do Forest Temple. Minus a lift.
Right. Just need that one lifty bit.
Yeah.
Spike took the the Lake Hylia warp song there, but did not get that stone. So that hint stone in the back corner, some knowledge that Alucard is going to have.
Here we go. Now Alucard's going back to sell the mask, I think. Thing is, you can actually sell the mask at night. Dude's there. But you can't go get the next mask
Yes.
at night.
So you're better off just making it daytime. Or at least waiting it out until the day cycle.
Yeah. I guess that's why he went to get the skull and check those hints, is because he had to waste some time. So he's like, okay, let's waste the time.
It's a productive waste of time.
Exactly.
Getting a real good hint out of it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Alucard makes a beeline for Forest Temple when he hits Adult. I mean, yeah, you're missing the lift upgrade, but there's still like a fairly large chunk of things you can do right in the front, and you get a bunch of skulls.
And you know, there is a chance that the lifty bit is in Forest, that is the way of the hero, because logically you need one to beat fire. There's a chance you might logically need one to beat water as well. And there could even be a chance that it's your logical progression for Dodongo's Cavern.
And of course, you could logically require it in Shadow as well, but that's a pretty...
Spike found a different version of the Forest Temple hint.
Well, there you go. So that little trip, you know, was nice for Alucard, and then not quite as much anymore.
Spike found that hint in a much more convenient place than Alucard did.
Yeah. All thanks to the fact that Spike has managed to acquire the Song of Storms, because he went for the Minuet song, which was ZL, and that allowed him to get the Song of Storms at the Composer Grave.
And look at this, Spike gonna be getting his Din's Fire.
Yep, and Din's Fire, of course, definitely required for this seed to get through Shadow Temple.
Now, a fun thing here, Spike has magic, where Alucard does not. We just had a seed where our hover boots were vanilla. So Spike potentially, and I know Spike kind of likes that play where it's the two checks you're going to get anyway. If you go in, dip them, open the two chests, it kind of saves you the time of walking back. So it's a little bit of a wash as far as the amount of time you're saving. So be looking to see if Spike elects to do that here eventually.
Yeah, I don't ever feel bad about getting those first two chests.
All right, and here's Alucard going adult, which, again, Bob, kind of how you said, hard expecting he's going to be heading towards the Forest Temple now.
You'll get Zelda's Lullaby along the way, and then potentially other songs. Nope,
And
that is a Nocturne of Shadow being played right now.
Oh, getting the long shot.
Oh, of course.
Picking up his long shot
Derp.
first. We were paying attention, right?
Yeah. Who needs a long shot?
Were you paying attention?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. That's fine. I was totally paying attention. Well, I mean, this makes sense for Alucard because go get this long shot, go beat water. I mean, there's nothing stopping you, really.
I
You
mean,
have a
other than
bow.
the fact that water is garbage, but
Water is objectively garbage, yeah. It is the second worst dungeon, in my opinion, in the game. As far as the monotony and the kind of goofy stuff that can happen, and a lot of enemies in Spike.
And
Spike
what's your
throwing the
worst
Deku Nut,
one?
breaking the sign. Jabu.
Jabu, all right.
Jabu is a turd of a dungeon. It's slow, it's boring, it looks gross. I mean, you're inside of a giant fish.
I will definitely agree with the looking gross part.
Yeah.
It actually kind of made me sick when I was little. I was just like, ugh.
But you're just like moving through like in the walls, like gestate and stuff. It's just gross. All right, Spike getting that boomerang. This is probably the earliest Spike has ever done Skull Mask.
Well, it helps when you got something telling you you have to do Skull Mask.
That's right. All right, Alucard finishing the adult archery game. We'll see what this is. Just a heart piece. Alucard still does not have a shield. Still is elected to not buy one. I think Spike gonna be making the play over to Deku Tree.
All right, so we know not really a whole ton was in there. So, but, you know, it's nice to get things out of the way.
And a really nice optimization here, killing these plants, actually, to get some free Deku sticks.
Yep. I mean, he does have the Kikiri sword, which makes that free, but also you can do that with the boomerang, I found out.
Frogs 2, again, the hint there, red rupee. We were kind of held hostage in the previous seed that we had here on SGL, where for a long time, both of our runners thought that Bow was on Frogs 2. Ended up not being the case.
Well, I mean, theoretically, there was a bow.
There was,
Frogs 2.
right. But it was never a bow they got. They got a different bow. Well, they got 2 bows, actually.
Well, we've already got all 3 bows here, so.
That's great. Great
between
news.
the 2 of our runners. Alucard's actually about to pick up the 3rd one here.
Now, Spike elected to not progress the rest of this dungeon past this room here that Alucard's about to go into, but with those bomb shoes, it's probably going to be what Alucard actually elects to do, is get farther into the Dongos. It is the Forest Medallion. It's a very powerful medallion. Arguably the most powerful in the game. Here's the biggest bow. Got plenty of arrows. Yep, yeah, you got to hit the switch. Head back and hit that switch, Alucard. As the Beamos shoots wildly. Yeah, there was nothing in this Deku tree, huh?
Yeah.
It was just a whole bunch of garbage.
I mean, unless you believe in the memes.
Well, I mean, you're talking to the right guy, because I believe. I hard believe.
Because that green rupee was there.
Oh, it's needed. It's important. Also, we're past the 1 hour mark. Happy 1 hour mark, everybody.
All right.
Hope you're cozy for the next 3 hours, as this is a guarantee all dungeon crappy seed, I'm sure. We'll be looking for the last item for 2 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna be done in about 20 minutes.
Yo, nice. Hell
That's
yeah.
not gonna happen.
I'm heading to Wendy's. Get myself a Frosty.
There's a Wendy's around here?
Yeah, there is.
I don't know where anything is.
Over the last 2 days, I've slowly realized that anything you could possibly want is within 10 minutes of where we are right now for some reason. Like, you want pizza? 10 minutes away. You want sushi? 10 minutes away. You want barbecue? I haven't looked up barbecue, but I'm sure it's 10 minutes away.
All right, so Alucard going for bomb shoes to lay out those trail of bombs.
Out of logic, we do want to bring attention to that.
I mean, you want to bring attention to that. No, I'm just kidding.
You want to pay attention to logic. I mean, it really is not that important at this moment.
I would say paying attention to logic is a little more important in these beatable only seeds than not.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this particular situation, if you find things in here that lead to progression, but you were never supposed to be here, that's a real problem.
Right.
That being said, we know you're going to get bombed at some point. So at some point, this stuff is going to be in logic.
And I mean, there's still going to be that chance that Alucard gets to the point where he's gotten everything he can in here and still can't beat King Dodongo, so...
I will say, I have one minor issue with the way Alucard did this dungeon, and that is he has the long shot, but he didn't get the skull that was up in the alcove.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I think it's just so rare that you have the long shot at this point that maybe he wasn't thinking about it. Nice strat there to get this chest. And so far, nothing doing here in Dodongo's cavern.
Alucard going to make this jump a second time. This is a pretty interesting jump to reach this platform over here and get yourself to the far side so that you don't have to go through a pretty costly set of rooms right now. The next room, you know, requires you to shoot some eyes to get some fire out of the way, and then there's a Lizalfos fight that is scripted to be slow.
Mm-hmm.
And then another eye switch room, which you can activate those eye switches with the bow if you can't figure out how to make that jump. But I think that jump is actually accounted for in the tricks.
It is. It is, in fact. Yes. All right. Now, Alucard, I'm imagining, is going to be going for this this trick here where you can actually light up these eyes with bomb chews. It's kind of tricky, though. It's not easy as it looks. You have to stand in a very specific spot and make sure that the explosion catches the trigger inside of those eyeballs.
So the trick, as far as I've ever done it, is I get.
Oh, not going for it. You can explain, though.
Is I just, I get in the eyeball, and then I get as low in it as possible, and that's basically where I stand and hold it. It was a very nice Goma fight from Spike Vegeta over there. And of course, there is the other trick you can use to actually just hit the 2 eyeballs from the floor.
Yes, you can do that.
And I want to learn that one because that looks amazing.
You basically
It's a very precise setup, but you can nail it. And you can nail it from the same spot. Like, you drop it from the same spot. It's just one you drop a little earlier.
So many cool little optimizations and little tricks you can do with bomb chews that, unfortunately, a lot of them are not allowed in some of the accessible rule set, but there's some of them that we are allowed to do. Alucard here in Goron City. He is yet to blow up the little kid, so he gets to hear this sob story about this kid's dead dad.
And let's see if he gets the shot. Nailed it.
I agree with you. That's the coolest way to stop that kid. Easily the coolest way.
Also, I'm better at that than throwing actual bombs.
Yeah, it's like surprisingly difficult to stop him with a bomb because of kind of how he operates, where if you get too close, he rolls the other way, and sometimes it looks like he's rolling straight through your explosion. The bow is super easy, super quick. Alucard might be a little upset with the hint that he's about to read. Yep, thinking like, that hint I read earlier, not nearly as sneaky as I thought it was. And we're kind of hitting a lull as far as item acquirings go. Haven't seen anything real big of note for a little while. Still no strength upgrade, which we do need potentially for a Way of the Hero Forest Temple that is a stone.
So if we're hitting a lull, does that mean we need to go like this?
I was going to see how long you were going to hold it, because I was going to just, until like they picked up something, I was just going to...
Alright, Spike Vegeta grabbing a skull here at Zora's River. Gonna go get some beans, I'm sure. Because, as we know, Longshot is sitting on that crate. Alucard is about to dive fire. He's got significantly more hearts than Spike Vegeta did. He's gonna have an entire 72 seconds. Well, I guess now 68 seconds.
Just took that, tried to hug that ladder a little bit, but Spike taking the chicken up Zora's River, taking it on a field trip. I always imagine Link holding this chicken, walking up the thing, like just singing like, I can show you the... Because like this chicken has never seen this portion of Zora's River. So he's like, look at everything you live by. I'm taking you on an adventure. Frogs in the rain. Being checked by Spike. And again, not having that shield, Alucard having a little bit of an awkward fight with those fire slugs. Is there a technical name for those things? Or are they just slugs? Is there some weird Nintendo name for those things?
I've always just called them fire slugs.
Ooh, that like needs to not be a jerk. Okay.
I don't like it.
I don't like any likes. They are all scary and intimidating. All right, the fire dancers. So the first fire dancer.
So the fire dancers, of course, the one enemy in the game that shares its damage table with Ganon. That's why the Master Sword deals way more damage to it than the Big Goron Sword.
Oop. Let that one get away a little bit. Just cut it off at the pass, and there you go. Yeah, I never really, like, I didn't understand that that's what the reason for that was. I'm like, oh, they just programmed it to where it takes more damage from the Master Sword. But no, they are technically sharing the damage table for Ganon.
Yeah, so if you could theoretically hit it with 12 Deku Nuts, you should probably be able to beat it.
I want to see someone fight the Flare Dancer with Deku Nuts. Not that it would work. It wouldn't work. You would just waste all of your Deku Nuts. Like, why isn't it working? I'm so upset. Let me shoot a light arrow at it. I wonder what that would do. Has anybody tried that? I wonder what that would do. Shooting one of the fire dancers with light arrows.
I don't know. Find out.
Try it at home. Send us your videos. We had no way to watch them, but send them anyway. Link SGL on Twitter. Send it to them. Oh, this is what happens. We know that this is not the dream boss key.
Yeah, but the boss key is not super far away.
And a butter sword.
See, coming from the Link to the Past side, the butter sword has a completely different connotation over there.
Yeah, it does.
Here,
You're excited to see the butter sword.
Butter sword's great in Link to the Past.
This one, not so much. Makes child stuff a little easier, but
Yeah, it means you no longer have to watch your stick count, but that's about it.
I'm still interested to see that so far Alucard's actually been chilling with this long shot for quite a while. We have yet to see Spike get his, and we're imagining he's going to be getting his next. No water temple dips, though. Find that a little interesting, especially now that we have Serenade.
So I know that a lot of people, even when they can beat Water Temple, are reluctant to go in there just because it is so awful. Like, you know, I make a joke, say, you know, it's garbage, but it's really garbage. There's so many, like, just random keys in there that you don't even need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Spike Vegeta gets the amazing 10 skull check.
Thank you for freeing me. Huh! You're frozen. Thank you for freeing me, idiot.
It's like the chest in like Paper Mario that says it's gonna curse you, except in this case it actually does.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. That's a thing where it tells you it's gonna curse you and it ends up giving you like a bunch of items or something.
It gives you like the power-ups that let you do things in the
Yeah.
game.
Haha, now you're cursed to hold these power-ups.
Now you're cursed to be able to turn into a roll of paper.
Haha!
Now I want to see Link turn into a roll of paper. Let's go.
Ocarina of Time / Paper Mario combo randomizer. Get to it. I want it done I want it done by January. I want it done. I want it on Twitch by January.
See, I just want to make a Paper Zelda game.
Yeah, you know what? Like incorporating the other like mainstream Mario titles into the Paper universe, I think that would be pretty cool. You see Paper Metroid, Paper what else is there? Paper Smash Brothers. I don't know how that would work. Basically just be Mr. Game & Watch.
Yep.
And everybody would just be Mr. Game & Watch.
Sounds like normal Smash Brothers. All right. So Alucard has made his way into the Forest Temple, which we know is away the hero location. So we're going to be looking for those particular items which can unlock other items, so we can know what's important here.
Alucard gotta be careful with these Stalfos. They do quite a bit of damage on those jump slashes.
2 hearts if they hit you with that. This is why you dodge.
Or you have a shield.
But Alucard does not seem to have one of those.
No,
He does have a Deku shield.
he does.
Unfortunately, for some reason, I believe Adult Link developed an allergy to wood.
He can't hold the little shield.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
Well,
we got ourselves a bomb bag.
We need that. We desperately need that.
And that's pretty likely to be the way of the hero item.
Yeah, I would think
It's not guaranteed, but it's pretty likely.
Alucard has Song of Time, electing to go into the back courtyard area this way.
Yeah. I think if you can do this way, it's a little bit faster, just because you don't have to do the. When you go to the one underneath the tunnel, you can just drop in from the other side.
Yeah,
right there.
Especially because he has iron boots. Yeah, just sink right down. Ooh, we have not seen these Gerudo Valley checks. Just ice arrows on that one. Spike putting off a couple of the Way of the Hero locations that he's aware of to elect to check maybe some overworld stuff that he wants to get out of the way, not have to worry about it later on. And Alucard is kind of taking the backwards way of going through this back courtyard area.
I don't know if Spike took a look at this as he was flying over, but he is going for the waterfall item, so maybe it's something important. No, just a piece of art.
I don't think he could see what it was. I think that was the issue.
Well, if you like target while you're flying, you can aim yourself that direction. But that also requires you to be flying longer, so sometimes you just want to get over to the left side and drop.
Give and take whether...
Also, Spike not interested in ice arrows, which is
a shame.
a shame.
Yeah, big shame. They're so useful.
They can make you, they can make your bongo fight harder.
You can use... I hate that. Whenever you get the ice, I was like, use your mind, bongo. No, it actually makes the fight harder. Believe it or not, it actually makes the fight harder. All right, Spike Vegeta with his trademark Boulder of Destiny. What does it hold? Well, we know that's nothing. Alucard handed that in about an hour ago. A little less than an hour ago. Man, Spike's just maybe thinking to himself now, do I wait? I think I gotta wait to become adult now. He's upset with himself. Thinking like, I gotta wait this night cycle out.
Yeah, the timing just didn't line up here. Sometimes you just gotta wait the full minute or so. I don't exactly know what the time it takes. I think it might be like 48 seconds. Maybe it's twice that.
It might be 48 seconds, or it might be 96.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think it's one of those two.
Big advantage here, though, early on for Alucard. That early forest dip. The sole advantage Spike has on Alucard being that magic that he picked up in the bottom of the well. Navi really wants to talk to Alucard. And I think that went in the first one. The first gap? Yeah, there we go. You can technically throw both bombs. You can kind of Kobe them into the eyes if you're, again, we talked about earlier, if you have skill, which, short supply.
So at least in this commentary booth. No offense.
No, I suck at this. I'm no good at ZOOTTR.
Getting confirmation from our tracker. I'm assuming you know each other.
Yeah, Alucard now. Okay, so these are going to be the two checks that we haven't seen in Dodongos, and Spike. See if he makes that early forest play. He has the ability to get there. He even has the warp song to jump in real quick.
Oh wait, the tracker's over there. I'm confused now.
Are you confused?
Not anymore.
Good. Good.
I get it.
You're good to be confused. Fire arrows, useless.
Yeah, a little bit.
In this seed, useless. We have Din's fire. And Spike, all right. Spike gonna take that Forest Temple plunge. So be finding his bomb bag here relatively soon.
All right, King Dodongo going down.
I just want to say, I ate your pie died to this boss. I just want to say that again. It's the second time I've said that today, but it just...
I mean, I died at this boss, but not since I started playing Randomizer.
See, that's...
Well, that's not true. I died to this boss when I was trying to do the whole ground jump thing with bomb shoes.
Okay.
But that's because I was learning it. And I still haven't learned it. Anyway.
I practiced all day. I still haven't learned it. There's a lot of hard tricks in this game. It's surprising how hard some of this stuff is. And just some Deku Nuts.
Could be an upgrade. Just saying.
It's always tempting, isn't it? Like, ooh, man, that might be some free Deku Nuts. Forest Medallion.
Very nice to have on hand. You get some free song out of it. Spike Vegeta about to go pick up the glorious bomb bag.
Now, will Spike bail on the Forest Temple after picking up this bomb bag?
Quite possibly. Alucard's about to get another taste of frozen justice.
Frozen Justice. Can we have that be the flavor text when the ice trap pops up instead of "you are full"? Just say, Frozen Justice, and then you get frozen. That'd be neat.
I think we need to let this go.
Wow. That took me a hot second, but wow. After it hit me right in the face. Like it felt like I got smacked in the face with a brick. Like, oh. Do you realize people are going to be watching this at like 3 a.m., like super tired?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to hear that joke and be like, I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm so tired.
Well, I mean, I was the one who couldn't figure out what a purple rupee was supposed to be.
Immature humor. All right, there's that long shot. And, man, and you mentioned it earlier, the Water Temple, if the Water Temple just wasn't so awful, I mean, I feel like you have everything to beat it. It's pretty early on. You haven't actually beaten a medallion dungeon yet. Maybe go in there and at least maybe see how much you can get. Maybe your boss key isn't locked behind that strength check.
Maybe.
And speaking of Water Temple, that might be where Alucard's heading next. Maybe round off, check these grottos down here and maybe finish it off in the Water Temple.
Yeah. Kind of feels like GTG might be happening. Like he's going to come down here, do this, and then take his horse and go that way.
Mm-hmm.
That way is actually that way on the screen because I could see myself on the camera.
We're right down there. You see that?
What?
How crazy is that? How could we be here and there? I'm losing my mind.
It's the magic of technology.
I can't take this. It's too much. It's too much for me. Yep, gotta get on the horse. Get on the horse. There we go. All right.
Look at your Link. Now back to me. Now back at your Link. Now back to me. He's on the horse. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Old Spice.
Not sponsoring this event whatsoever.
Not sponsoring this event at all, but, I mean, hey. Shout out to you. Haven't checked this yet. This little grotto down here. Spike's got actually quite a bit more of the dongos to do than Alucard did, so be peeking on his side of the screen for right now until Spike Vegeta potentially catches up a little bit. Again, that magic being the real advantage so far. Not leading too much is that magic. Well, Alucard, I guess he didn't check this open grotto.
Yeah, I mean, no real reason to do that if you're not heading to Lake Hylia early.
Just arrows. All right, now will it be Lake Hylia into Water Temple, or will it be GTG? Which commentator called the shot? See Spike doing the Skulltula that you called out earlier.
And this is a play towards Gerudo Valley.
It certainly is. Now, Gerudo Valley, or sorry, Gerudo Fortress is in fact barren. So no horseback archery shenanigans here.
Yep. I think both runners are aware of that fact.
I believe so, yes. Because Alucard found it, and then Spike found it shortly after that. My favorite thing is when, if you randomize the sounds in this game, and you make opponent makes the sound, the Malin sound, or the Talon sound, and you jump over that bridge, and you hear, like in the distance, it's the best.
Beautiful.
The worst thing, though, is when opponent's doing this and just neighing over and over again, and you're doing something, and it's like, like, can you please just shut up? It was funny when you jumped over the canyon. It's not funny right now. I'm trying to open this chest behind these rocks.
All right, Alucard making his way into Gerudo Fortress. Now, before you can go into Gerudo Training Grounds, you do have to rescue this one carpenter. Should be a fairly short sequence. Want to make sure you don't get seen by the guard.
Advanced stealth mechanics. Link shouts as he rolls, but no one in Hyrule actually has ears. So you may look like it has ears on their character. No ears.
No one's actually conversing. They're literally just holding up these signs with these texts on it, and that's what shows up on your screen.
Yeah. Advanced lore. Call Nintendo Power, they'll tell you. Don't just take me and Bob's word for it. Even though we were the ones that made this game.
Alucard going to, like, fight this Gerudo guard legit instead of cheesing it.
Still doesn't have a shield.
Oh, yeah. That is some unfortunate shieldless situation here.
And see, that's one of those situations where if you have to fight the guard normally, someone that's just going to do the hookshot cheese in that post is going to save time on you. It might be cheesy. You might feel bad about doing it, but we're talking about who's the fastest here. You don't get points for doing things cleanly here. Oh, I didn't use cheese to fight the Gerudo ladies. I don't care. He was faster. All right, into GTG.
Sometimes the strat that requires less skill is faster.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we're into GTG. And can do quite a bit of GTG, actually, outside of the silver block room.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, we could even do toilet, and who wants to do that one?
No one ever. No one ever wants to do toilet. Alucard at least has the benefit of having the Zora tunic, which makes the toilet a little friendlier.
You at least have all the time you want to do it, which is none. You don't want to do it.
All right, Spike cleaning up King Dodongo.
I thought it was King Goma.
Oh God, I can't have that conversation again. Cheapy confused the heck out of me. There was a King Goma, and then there was a wet Goma, and then there was a partially wet Goma, a dry Goma.
So I came up with the stream-appropriate way to give the name of Baronade. It's Japanese Special Interest Literature Goma.
I like that. That was gently put. That was gently put. It's like you just laid it out there like on a pillow. Like, here you go. This is the name. There we go. Back half of the maze getting done by Alucard. You can get these 2 checks without a key. Granted, you still want to see at least one of those keys left, and that's a strength upgrade.
Sick.
Oh, the GTG play paying off for Alucard. Oh, the lag in this room is insane.
There's what we call a few objects in this room.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. A few polygons are being rendered on top of each other.
Lots of keys.
Yep, might actually be able to get all the way to the center chest. Not always. Especially in beatable only, there's a good chance that that chest itself is a key.
Ooh,
is getting the silver rupees, so that is the way to get into the toilet room.
It's 5 silver rupees to then go into and collect 5 underwater silver rupees. So it's just a whole lot of bad.
Yeah, and it also can... Oof!
And that can happen too if you're not quick enough on the switch. And all of the silver rupees reset. Just another part of the reason why this check is just absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that toilet room also contains enemies that are in fact my actual nemesis in real life. It's those
Clams?
shell, yeah, like shell blades or something.
I just call them clams. Whoever programmed those enemies at Nintendo back when this game was getting made I hope they were fired, because they were being extra mean that day. Like, oh yeah, let's make an enemy whose hitbox is about the size of 3 pixels, and when they attack you, they turn the opposite direction and hide their hitbox from you, despite it only being 3 pixels wide.
All right, so Alucard is going into the sunken silver rupees room, or the toilet room, as some of us like to call it.
It's literally a toilet. It's just, I mean, look at what's happening in this room. How is this not?
Well, I mean, I don't see where it's all going. That's the thing.
That's a good point. It is just kind of...
It's more like a cistern.
Yeah, a little bit. Again, doing some fancy swim tactics here with the iron boots, taking them on and putting them off. Oop.
Imagine trying to do this without the quick boot swap.
Yeah, I've done it. It's the worst. I spent a year in this room. Quick boot swap might be one of the best, if not the best change, at least just casually speaking, that we went through here on Rando.
That was a really fast toilet.
Yeah, it was nicely done by Alucard, and he got a key out of it.
All right, speaking of which, we've got Spike Vegeta doing the Volvagia fight now with the
Upgraded health.
the upgraded health and a bomb bag to actually do the quick kill if he so desires.
That will net him the spirit medallion? Yeah. First of our runners to get that.
And of course, that will also net him the knowledge of whether it's possible to get into the rest of Fire Temple.
Yeah, because I believe if the dragon gives him an item, I believe he's locked out.
Anything but a small key, and we're locked out of the rest of Fire. If he does get a small key, he might be tempted to go check out the rest of it. Although anything past the
Alucard struggling
is out of trouble
with the Stalfos.
I mean, it'd probably be a little easier if he had the shield.
Another Goron bracelet.
Wow.
Spike with a huge look at Spike's face, just like, oh my goodness.
Right at the camera, just like, really? Really?
Man, okay, so Alucard's GTG play, potentially not as big of an advantage again. Spike getting, I don't want to say bailed out, but finding a strength upgrade there is massive. And now I think, now you have to go water, I think. I mean, I don't think there's anything stopping you from getting everything in water.
I mean, no, there's nothing stopping you from getting everything in water. Again, water is garbage. Go away.
Water is garbage.
You know what I would be doing?
What would you be doing?
I would still probably be going to GTG or some place that has a lot of checks. Mainly because one of the things I'm still looking for is Ruto's letter.
Oof.
Because I need Jabu, I need Ice Cavern according to the Way of the Hero situation. Now, what is that Way of the Hero gonna be? Question.
Well, we are missing, let's see what we're missing here. We're missing our hover boots, which we don't know yet the location of. We do not know our light arrows.
Yeah, could be the light arrows. Could also be like something like Requiem, if you need to get to Spirit. And we don't have the Lens of Truth, which would be technically required to get across the desert.
They both, actually, Alucard getting his shield finally.
All right.
They have Lens of Truth, actually.
Oh, do they?
They got it in Mito's house.
Oh, I was not here for that.
Yeah, so you're excused.
Fair enough.
All right.
So Requiem's not gonna be a thing unless there is something on Child Side Spirit.
Oh, that makes me want to puke. That makes me physically sick. There was something on Child Side Spirit last seed between
Spike
Gaborone.
is doing your favorite play, the Water Temple play here. Well, it's your favorite play given the
Oh, well,
item.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm still, if I'm doing this seed, I'm crying. Like, I'm sad. Like, the whole time I'm in the Water Temple, I'm just, like, weeping incoherently. But
All right, Spike going for the compass chest first. Yeah, there's arguments to be made one way or the other here. If you get, say, the boss key here, you can just go to the boss and leave. But at the same time, you have to deal with those things that are in the water.
oh, the like little manta ray guys. I just call them manta rays. Alucard got to be careful with his health.
And this is a situation where I might be tempted to actually, use the switch to get the chest in the intended manner.
Ooh, yeah. Especially because you're going to be using that. He's only got what, a quarter?
The fire only deals a quarter hard, so it's not that bad. But
If you mess it up over and over again. Just a bloopy. And I believe Spike opened up that compass chest, got a small key. So, speaking of small keys, nice. There we go. So Alucard with 6 small keys. That's not going to get him to the center console. You do need 7 to get to that center console.
And just reminding you, if you're in chat and wondering why we're not responding to you, it's because this is not actually live.
What? Oh my god. You just blew my mind. I'm so scared. We're not live? This is a recording?
I'm dead. I don't know about you.
Are we in a simulation?
Almost certainly.
The way you answered like so abruptly kind of has me nervous.
It makes you think I have thought about this question a lot. Maybe.
I thought about it all day today.
I'm actually just quoting someone else on that.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Stephen Hawking actually who said we're almost certainly living in a simulation.
Loopy there for Alucard. So far this GTG trip.
I mean, it did give him a strength upgrade.
It did. He's going to be real upset when he finds that other one though.
Now here's the thing. What if you had to do both to get more things in GTG?
That's potential. That is a potential thing that could happen here. Now Spike, I don't believe Spike got the cracked wall room. And pulling the last small key that he needed.
So this will get us all the way to the center. At this point, I feel like is probably another key. Nope.
Oh, it's got a bundle of arrows.
You cannot warp from the middle of GTG.
You cannot. That will fail.
This is going to... What?
Wait, what? That's a thing now?
Did they change that?
Oh, in 5.0. Yeah, that's
are-
the change.
You guys are killing me.
Why aren't you updating me and Bob?
See, I would have won my match if I'd known that. That's not true. I wouldn't have done that. That's a complete lie.
I would have won every single ZOOTTR race I've ever done.
No.
Thank God that was changed too. That was really an obnoxious thing.
Did they also do the same thing with Ganon's Castle?
That I don't know.
Because you can warp from the tower of Ganon's Castle, but not the outside of, not the Trials area.
I know that. I know I saw someone earlier warp from the tower. I don't know if I saw somebody warp from the Trials section, so that might be up to one of these runners potentially to see. And interesting here, Alucard in the Stone Forest, electing to full clear this area, granted the fact that it is a Way of the Hero, so a chance for Spike Vegeta to catch up here if he elects to not do that. Take that gamble.
Of course, Alucard had, or Spike Vegeta did not have the lift upgrade when he came here the first time. And Alucard has, of course, already been here to get the bomb bag and left once already. Alright, Alucard gets another key, which is going to grant him access to additional areas.
More checks here in Forest Temple.
So we now have access to the boss key chest, the floor master chest in Logic, and right now that's it, because there's one more locked door between here and the Red Poe room.
Got to get at least one more small key if you are meant to progress. Again, this is a beatable only seed, which we talked about earlier, so there is a chance that Alucard is just going to get to a point where he is key locked out of this dungeon and he cannot progress. So almost kind of hoping for that, I'm sure.
If I'm in Alucard's shoes, I'm good with it one way or the other. If I get key locked, I go somewhere else. If I don't get key locked, hey, I get more checks here. So pretty good all around.
Spike electing to do Central Pillar. Gonna raise that water level up. I think the only thing he's found is a couple of small keys. Still looking for that boss key.
But I do like, under most circumstances, full clearing as much as you can any area that is listed as Way of the Hero. That's a silver scale for Alucard, which, while it may not be required for much, it is going to make movement around the world a lot simpler. Being able to get to Zora's River or Zora's Domain a little easier always feels pretty good.
Especially being that they do have to beat Jabu, so going to be heading over there as a child.
Here's the Floor Master room.
Which is almost inexplicably always shown to you at a hidden location. I don't really know why. I mean, this room I feel like...
climb up that room of blocks again, and nobody likes to do it.
Spike still no boss key. Looking like potentially, speaking of boss keys.
That is the boss key of the Forest Temple, but there's no small key, so we're locked out.
I don't know if Alucard is aware of that.
He'll find out here in a second as he tries to open the door at the end of the twisted hallway.
So almost like a little bit of a reprieve there for Alucard, who was going to try to deep dive into this Forest Temple. And it will pay Spike off if he ends up electing to not do that. So right now Spike going to be heading up to this cracked wall room.
The other thing that this gives us is, if Forest Temple is in fact key locked, and I haven't done the math wrong, that guarantees we will not be needing Saria's song, because it would be inaccessible.
Oh yeah, yes it would be. All right, and I don't think we've done any math wrong. And, yep, Alucard, you do not have a small key for that door.
Surprise!
Floor Master!
Anyways, Spike Vegeta still working on clearing out Water Temple. There's a lot more to deal with here.
Good old Dark Link. Got to be dealt with.
Ah. Oh, and we're having to go up to the water-raising location the old-fashioned way on account of no hover boots. It is theoretically possible to reach the center platform without the hover boots there, but I don't want to.
Tricky jump. Very tricky jump in order to do that. And now Alucard heading into the Water Temple. Again, the only real big item advantage that either of these runners have on one another. Spike, with his magic, to couple with that Din's Fire. We do need to beat Shadow Temple this seed. Reading the text there twice.
Spike actually has...
Spike has his boss key.
Yeah, he does.
Spike got it in the cracked wall room. All right.
He's also going for the... He also has actually gone to get the boomerang, which Alucard has not, although he has done the steps to do so. But, I mean, you're only going to need the boomerang when you go back for Child anyway, so... In before Ruto's letter is, like, on the diving game.
Yeah. Diving game. Maybe it's on diving in the lab.
Oh.
Which would put the silver... Well, both of our runners have iron boots, so they're not going to be using gold skill to get that, but potentially a logic oof there. Like, oh boy, the game called for you to have the gold scale to get your Ruto's letter. Gonna pin Morpha in the corner, and alright.
Nobody puts Morpha in a corner, except everyone.
Spike does. Everybody does. You do. I do. Alucard does.
I do it poorly.
August does. As he nods his head approvingly.
Alucard using bomb chews to open up the cracked wall chest, so he's going to be able to get the boss key without having drained the water at all.
Oh, so he's going to be saving actually a little bit of time here on Spike. If he elects to bail, which I would imagine he will.
Looks like it. Just going straight for it.
And Morpha with a small key. So, man, Dark Link, River Chest, looking like they have items. Dragon Room, looking like it has items. So, ooh, a little bit of a scary situation there. Spike now picking up a 2-medallion lead, though. He is actually able to go get his light arrow cutscene.
Absolutely. So, that's another free item. And it looks like he's going to get it right now.
Not getting Shoot the Sun, though.
Yeah, well, Lake Hylia is barren.
Oh, yeah. It's right here in front of me. See this? You can't see this, folks, but I wrote
I tried not
Lake
to have
Hylia.
I tried not to have a giant smug look on my face, but it didn't work.
It's okay.
Oh, sorry about that.
Just Deku nuts. Some slingshot ammo. Where will Spike be heading to next? Picking up his vanilla Prelude of Light. Man, that feels bad, having to do Skull Mask. Spike, okay.
Ooh, Alucard lets Morpha out of the corner for a bit there.
Can save this if he's able to reach her. Nope. Gonna have to wait for Morpha to come. Oh, getting grabbed by Morpha.
This is a pretty annoying situation.
Oh, I've never seen a player get flung that far. Ever.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this anime.
Holy crap. I've watched it somewhere. There we go. All right, got Morpha again. And Spike looking like he's going to be heading over to GTG.
All right. I wonder if either of them is going to go for the big pose.
Spike. I think that's what Spike's going to do right now. Good call. Going to go for big pose.
Or rather, big po.
Big po.
Because there's only one necessary.
Nice shots for Spike, by the way. 2 for 2 on the big po get.
Well done, well done.
Now, I believe Alucard... Did Alucard beat Fire?
Not yet.
He hasn't beaten Fire. Okay. For a second there, I was like, wait, did Alucard beat Fire? I don't think he's beaten Fire.
All right, the big po check is just a piece of heart, so we're moving right along.
What's left here? We got Shadow. Ooh, 2 rough dungeons to be closing us out. Jabu and Shadow.
Yep. Now, Shadow, we still do need the hover boots to be able to pull out Shadow. But we could, again, have that vanilla hover boots situation, which is always fun. All right, so we're getting our the check on the Tektite Grotto.
The AT, and also known as the ATZ Grotto.
Yeah, apparently. Found that out in chat during the previous race.
Just a bloopy. All right, Alucard gonna warp off to the graveyard. Where's he off to? We'll see where he's gonna route in next. As Spike seems to be heading off to GTG. Now, interesting here, Spike is gonna have the advantage for this GTG.
Yeah, when he gets the second lift upgrade, when he gets the lift upgrade, he'll actually be able to go into that silver block room. We know there'll be 2 small keys in there, I believe, but there's also 2 more items, so there's that. But he is going to go ahead and check these Hyrule Field grottos as well.
Check out this Deku Salesman first. And no, we didn't. Well, we're listening to Alucard's audio, so for a split second there, it kind of looked like, wait a minute, did we switch audio for a second?
All right.
And the Soul Advantage, that's another one. The Goron City, Way of the Hero, there's still a couple things in that Goron City we have not seen yet.
Yeah, there's the child rolling Goron. Pretty sure we haven't seen that.
The pot.
The pot.
It can't be Darunia.
Yeah, Darunia's out. As Saria's song is completely out.
And for those of you just tuning in, again, this is Alucard versus Spike as Alucard gets messed up by the Moblin.
Moblins are jerks.
They are a big jerk, but this is, again, Ocarina of Time Randomizer. So far, we've seen a couple of our Way of the Heroes be crossed off: Kokiri Forest, Lost Woods. We're still looking for that Ruto's Letter to meet that Ice Cavern, Way of the Hero. As far as item advantages go, Spike does have his boomerang, Alucard does not. Alucard does know where his boomerang is. It's hanging out over on Skull Mask. But then the magic being the big thing so far, found in the bottom of the well. Alucard has yet to go there.
As Alucard has not acquired the Song of Storms from the grave, Composer Grave, which is interesting because he has walked by the Composer Grave several times with Zelda's Lullaby.
Hopefully not forgetting that he had that song.
I mean, I've been known to forget things. It happens.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
I was apologizing to you. What?
I know.
That's when you were going to like, wait, what? Again? You were going to get me with it twice. I'm going to fall for it.
Alright, so once again, Spike Vegeta checking some of the things that Alucard has already checked. We'll be real interested in seeing the remaining 2 things behind the well there, or the
Silver block?
Yes, silver block. Silver block are 2 words, and if you put them in the correct order, they mean a thing you push out of the way to get 4 items.
And if you arrange them in the other way, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, well, it means what Ganon does until you slash him with the sword in Link to the Past.
Ah, correct. And most of the time you don't have the things that are meant to be shot at Ganon to make that fight actually a fun fight to do.
Alright, Spike busting out the cheese strats.
Saving just that little bit of time on Alucard.
And did not end up accidentally activating the ISG there. It does occasionally happen, but it's completely okay, even though it's not within the rules to activate ISG. You never actually use the ISG. And as soon as you open the door, it gets canceled, so...
Yeah, it's very important that as long as you don't use the ISG glitch, everything's cool. We're not going to call foul on that. Get it?
And
See? It's a chicken here. That's a chicken. And I made a foul joke. That's the second time I've done that today.
I believe call foul sounds like "Bakar."
I tried to get out a certain way and I couldn't get out. I'm trapped here. They actually have my leg strapped to the table. I'm not allowed up. You will do commentary forever. Gadget. I don't know why I did.
All of a sudden, Dr. Claw is here. Hello, everybody.
I don't know why I did I don't know why I did a Dr. Claw impression there for no reason. Oh no, don't talk to the Goron.
Whoops.
I always thought to myself, like, man, it would be so nice if they just removed the Gorons from inside their cells so that you never ran the risk of talking to them. But I think it's almost kind of like a funny, like, haha, you're going to waste 3 seconds, haha, because you talked to the Goron by accident, haha.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you yourself said you were the fan of the memes, so.
I am. I lost my marker. There's another one here. That's not a marker, that's a pen. There's another marker here. Nothing ever happened.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either. Spike picking up those silver gauntlets. Spike kind of like, all right, be able to full clear this place now. I'm gonna hard assume Spike's not gonna do the toilet.
Yeah, probably.
He doesn't technically need to.
Yeah, at this point, I would say, now that you have access to the rest of the dungeon, just don't do the toilet and hope it's a key.
Right.
Which I think it is.
It is. So Spike gonna luck out here with a key flushed down the toilet. And Alucard going deeper in fire. Deeper than we've seen anybody go so far.
Mm-hmm. Wait, how did he get in here? I thought we were out of keys.
No, well, I guess not.
Yeah, maybe Alucard, or not Alucard. Maybe Spike Vegeta just didn't get one of the chests. Yeah.
I think that also means Alucard did beat fire, and we were correct. Or I don't know. We're not sure. I think Alucard beat fire. I'm not sure. Someone pull up Alucard's thing and check if he's got the spirit medallion. Yeah. That is a no. That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Well, turns out counting keys is hard.
It's really hard. It's tough because, you know, sometimes 2 comes after 1, sometimes 3 comes after 2.
Yep.
It's hard. Yeah, Spike trying to side hop past the rolling meatball there, as both of them got owned by a meatball. I can't help but notice that they look like meatballs. It's just impossible for me to not view them as meatballs.
You know, I haven't actually seen that until just now. So, thanks for that.
Look at that. It's just a meatball rolling down the hill at you. What was that movie where the weather...
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs?
That was it. Okay. I was going to make a joke about that, but I couldn't remember the name of the movie, so it just fell flat. So we're just going to move on, talk about something else.
No, the pancakes were the ones that fell flat. The meatballs were, you know, a little more solid. You're welcome.
It hurts. But it was great. I appreciate it. There's the Hylian shield for Spike. Shouldn't have bought it. Shouldn't have bought one. Although he 100% should have bought one.
And did.
Now here could be a chance where we get locked out of Fire Temple if this is not a small key. And nope, keep going.
I believe we also know that the Scarecrow room holds a small key.
Correct. All right, 2 items and 2 small keys in this like room for Spike.
Hey, Deku Stick upgrade.
That's one of them. Where are our hovers?
Not there.
Where's that Rudo's letter? Not here. It's not going to be in GTG. We know that now for sure.
Now we've still got several other locations around here that are also in logic. Like Spike can go out and do Wasteland. He can go all the way out to Desert Colossus if he so desires.
Going to Spirit?
Yep.
With those silvers.
Mm-hmm. So Vanilla Requiem then? Is that what happens here? Maybe?
Maybe. Possibly. Actually, I think that's what it was. We saw the hint for Requiem earlier.
Did we?
It was before.
Okay.
It was before you were here.
Fair enough.
And we don't have it, so could very easily be in there. Oh, the prelude check was prelude. There we go. Let's update my little crude little thing here I got going on. So the only songs we're missing, let's see, as Spike's going through here, and of course we got Alucard climbing up. We are missing Saria song, which we're never gonna get. We are missing Bolero, and Sun Song.
Requiem. And
Yes, those are the three. That's it.
well, wait.
Well, no, we're missing.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's 4 of them,
And we're never gonna get one of them, which is pretty cool. Being that we just had a seed where Saria's song prevented us from doing cool stuff like beating the game.
Yep.
Bolero was on Requiem. Okay. So I'll just mark that down here. That was the one I missed. I couldn't remember whether or not it was Bolero or Requiem. I know it was like a long song title. It's like, we'll get to it eventually.
So probably, if I had to guess, I would say that the Requiem is on Ice Cavern.
Ooh.
It could be Burning Cack, but it could be Ice Cavern, and in that case we might have something on the 2 left side of Spirit that is going to require the Requiem.
Oh.
We did see that Ice Cavern is Way of the Hero. Now, again, there are several items that could be there. We do need, for Go mode, we need the light arrows, we need the hover boots, and we need
Letter.
Letter.
Which will get us the eventual last Way of the Hero anyway. So
Right.
we are playing with logical settings here, so we're not going to get Ruto's Letter inside of Ice Cavern. If you were playing with no logic, though, or a glitched rule set, there's a chance that that would be a thing.
Hey, there's a wallet for Alucard sitting in Fire Temple there, so that's certainly not the one you're required to get the Goron tunic.
Alucard going backwards now. Probably going to be thinking about what he wants to do for the rest of this dungeon.
I think the answer is cry.
That would be the fitting thing. And Spike's done with GTG.
All right, we'll see if he decides to head on over to Spirit, or if he decides to leave that by the wayside.
And again, you mentioned it earlier with these beatable only settings with the songs. You can see right on your screen. And we're missing quite a few songs here. A couple of our warp songs are missing.
All right, looks like
Spike will be going. Yeah.
Alucard is playing a song. It looks like he's trying to play the Scarecrow song, which he has not activated.
Oh, yeah. Because that's our next small key. That's the way you're supposed to progress. Alucard not setting up the Scarecrow song. Could have swore he did.
Well, he set it up as a child, I believe, but
And then never retrieved it.
Yeah.
Oof, that is a
Okay.
tough spot.
So Alucard is now going to playing the Nocturne of Shadow. Maybe he'll get the Song of Storms.
Are you gonna do it?
Looks like it.
I think for a split second there, he wanted to keep moving and was like, "Wait a minute, I don't have this song," and then was like, "Oh, okay, let me grab this."
Like, why is this grave still here? All right, now Spike is heading through the wasteland. It's doing so at night, which I really have problems seeing things here at the wasteland at night. But it also looks like he's using the quick spins to kind of light his way. So that's fun.
Probably because it being nighttime, just going to use that lens of truth that he got earlier just to get through hits. It's really hard to underestimate just how tough it is to kind of see during nighttime here in the desert. And if you're trying to go for that lensless wasteland strat, you got to be able to pay attention to the lines in the sand. No, not pun not intended there. You really have to look at the lines in the sand as you walk up to kind of line yourself up so you don't void out. It's really hard to do when the sun is down.
All right, Alucard finds the Song of Storms, decides to go to the Temple of Time.
Going to the well. He's got to be, right?
Okay.
Oop, thought about it.
Turning right around, heading back to Child Time. Now, Alucard is going to the well, and he's got a couple of things that Spike Vegeta did not have when he was in the well.
Bombs.
Yeah, he's got the explosives, so there's a couple of checks that are available to Alucard that were not available to Spike Vegeta.
And Spike not using the lens, and once he gets past these levers, very nicely done. Executing lensless wasteland perfectly there.
Yep. In a perfect ideal world, you wouldn't go to that box, but the box is completely safe and is also the easiest way to figure out what's going on.
Still got to be careful not to void out here. Spike got to find that flag. There it is. Very close to voiding out there to the left-hand side.
Got to point yourself at those flags and head directly into the Desert Colossus.
And he'll be picking up his Bolero Fire, as well as this fairy over here.
Yep.
And I would imagine going straight into Spirit. Maybe get a couple things. There's quite a few items in Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit's probably the most item-dense location he's got left at the moment.
Gotta get that Zelda's Lullaby. Dropped one of the side inputs.
Like you do.
It's one of those songs that you think you could play it really quick just because of the way the buttons are laid out, but you always end up missing one of the buttons.
Just some additional bombs there, as
We do.
Alucard makes an organ grinder mad.
It's my favorite hobby, making organ grinders mad.
Yeah, just hope they don't grind your organs.
Hey. Hopefully not. I like my organs. I'm a fan. And Hintstone.
The Fire Temple Pierre small key again.
What is up there? That looks like
Looks
a heart.
like a piece of heart.
So grand total, 2 checks that are locked behind explosives in the bottom of the well. So
3.
3, excuse me, 3.
Well, one of them could be activated with a lift upgrade, but Spike Vegeta also did not have that. And one of them has explosives, so, you know.
Classic.
When it rains, it pours.
Get on in there.
Get that ice trap.
Take your medicine. Be frozen. God, the lag when you get frozen is insane. Alucard going a slightly different route, doing the left side of the well first.
Alright, Spike Vegeta gonna grab the compass chest here in Spirit.
Nice here having the long shot, not having to drop down into the sand and deal with that Wolfos.
In an amazing turn of events, actually opens that chest. Don't ask.
I don't want to ask. I feel like that would bring up some deep repressed memories. I did have once when I was testing out, there was a setting for chest size match contents, and I actually had my long shot inside that chest, and could not reach. I'm sorry, it was a small key inside that chest, and it was the only small key I had access to.
But you couldn't reach it because you didn't have the long shot.
Right. And my long shot was deeper in spirit, which meant I was actually unable to complete my seed unless I like bomb hovered over
And
to
so
the
you,
key.
I'm assuming that got brought up with the developers.
I made a clip of it and I explained it. I'm like, hey, yeah, so this just happened to me. Let's hope this never happens again. So I think there's been a couple exceptions made. Like, I think that chest is always big, no matter what, just in case that were to ever happen, because that's really the easy fix.
Right.
Like, oh, we'll just always make it big.
All right, so Spike Vegeta in the sunroom here. Alucard is fighting Dead Hand number 1. Going for the backslash, not quite there.
Very tight timing on that slash, kind of through the back of Dead Hand. Alucard actually unable to do crouch stabs because he's got that Hylian shield on his back.
Yeah, hasn't switched to the Deku shield, and I imagine there's a reason for that, because there's stuff that lights it on fire in this dungeon, and you don't want to lose it.
We know most of these chests are empty. We're still waiting on those 2 more bomb hidden checks.
Spike Vegeta doing some checks in Spirit Temple that we haven't seen. Finding some Deku nuts, and I'm gonna guess a small key. No, big boss key.
Ooh, very interesting. A not hidden boss key. He could actually go straight up there and at least unlock that area. Obviously, no mirror shield, so can't fight Twin Row, but he can go all the way up to the top. Deal with these lizards here in this child side room. Getting a red rupee, and what else we got in here? There's 220 bucks in that room.
Which is far more than Spike Vegeta could actually hold.
My small child
Why
wallet.
can't I hold all these rupees?
Well, imagine if that was like what happened. You were like, oh no, I cannot hold all of these. And all the rupees just spill onto the ground.
Fair
That's
enough.
basically what happens, right? Can't hold any of them, just throw them right on the floor. And the Spirit Temple, so far, not looking promising. Still got a couple more things to check here.
Yeah, so Spike Vegeta is leaving the child side fire chest for now, heading over to the mirror shield chest area. Be able to get that. Should be able to use the long shot to reach the silver gauntlets chest as well, so that you don't have to go through there, waste a small key.
That might be when he's going to just go down backwards to maybe get that child side fire room. But we'll see.
But if you do that, it does waste the small key.
Correct. Got to get at least 1 more small key if he wants to do it that way. Which, we'll see what these invisible chests are. There's the small key. And then Alucard picking up his magic.
All right.
We are basically evened up as far as items go. Again, no boomerang for Alucard, but he can go get that boomerang whenever he wants.
I get the feeling that unless I miscounted or Alu took a weird route, this is a small key. Because there's 3 small keys in the well.
Yep, it is in fact a small key.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it. That clears out the well, so that magic, the only thing down there.
Yep. Now, Alucard did decide to go to the Sacred Forest Meadow, which he's just using to really just get out of there.
Deku Nut upgrade, then just a plain old Deku Nut.
Fair enough. That's what the Colossus hands have to offer today. And Spike Vegeta deciding to go back to the Sacred Forest Meadow. He's going to dive a little deeper into Forest Temple like we saw Alucard do earlier.
For a short trip, he will eventually be locked out. Excuse you.
Yep.
Alucard. Where is the next move for Alucard? Heading into... Alright, gonna check this grotto, which we've seen Spike get earlier. We know this is nothing. Almost walked over the grotto there.
Yeah, we do know, however, that this also contained an important hint. The Forest Temple hint that Alucard got in a different place, but it was the reason Spike Vegeta was able to get that hint.
Again, we just want to, like, that was an aptly timed hint, too, because the other one, way back in the corner of Lake Hylia, hard to believe Spike would ever make his way over there. And the Sculpture will give me a little bit of a boost over to that switch.
Entirely intended, I'm sure.
100%. This might be...
Ooh, doing the Child Goron checks.
Again, Way of the Hero.
Yeah.
2 spots here that we have not seen yet.
Now, what sort of items... I forget what sort of items we saw in Goron City that were could have been Way of the Hero.
I believe our hook shot? It was our hook shot.
Yeah.
Well, one of the hook shots, I should say.
There was a hook shot in the boulder maze, that's correct.
Nice shot there for Alucard.
In praise of your courage, I give you...
A heart piece.
A ventricle.
He drops the bomb in protest. I care not about your bomb. Care not about your heart piece. All right, last check that we need here in Goron City. Darunia is not going to be accessible. Yeah, just going to use Din's Fire for these torches.
Yep. Did make playing that Zelda's Lullaby a little bit pointless, but you know what?
You realize...
Not a big deal.
Yeah, you realize it as you go sometimes. Like, oh, wait, I don't have to do this.
Some people would prefer to just go in there and grab the fire, not waste the magic, not do the cutscenes. But I think it's probably faster to just use Din's Fire twice.
Yeah.
And now the pot, which is kind of the worst.
Yeah, it can be pretty bad. I think
It might have been early, but don't hold me to it.
you got to get the smiley face on screen. Should be, yeah, a little early. The smiling face that you're actually trying to get the pot to end on needs to be about like almost fully shown when the camera quickly snaps to the front of the pot.
I've been told that what actually matters as far as the timing goes is when you pull out the bomb.
That should work. We'll see. We'll test my theory here.
Yep. And just arrows.
So that hook shot, our only Way of the Hero for Goron City. But good on Alucard, of course, for you want to full clear your Way of the Hero locations.
Now, it was Alucard who picked up the Zora scale. So he could go over to Zora's River and check Zora's domain.
He could. Oh, he's going to go get his boomerang first.
Right. And then go get the letter off of the diving game like I was talking about a minute ago. And by a minute ago, I mean like an hour ago.
About an hour ago. All right, these little Deku Sprouts are going to have a little party. Thank you so much. Here's a boomerang. Spike getting his silver scale. I'm thinking eventually this is going to end up where both of these runners are going to be fully caught up with what each other have done.
Yeah, and the you know, the total clearance rate here is pretty comparable between the two.
Spike pretty soon going to be getting locked out of this area. And like you said, here's that silver scale play.
Yeah. He actually got it in the previous chest. But, oh, you mean...
For Alucard,
Alucard,
yeah. Here it comes.
Brain.
It's early. It's early in the seed, man. We got another 2 hours.
Yeah. For everybody watching it, it's probably early in the morning.
For
so
us,
just pretend that we're as tired as you are.
All right, ready for? I'm gonna blow their minds. Technically, we're in the past.
No.
Yeah, we are. We're in the past right now. When you and I watch this later, we're in the past.
So what you're saying is, we are projecting ourselves into the future from this location.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Alucard, going to Zora's Domain, we got 2 item checks in here. The torch run and the diving game. There's also a hint next to King Zora, which you can read. At this point, I think we may just have all the hints, but we'll see. Yeah, that's definitely one we've already seen. Spike going for the Shadow Temple play.
The early Shadow Temple play.
Yeah, no hover boots, so if the hover boots are here, that's big plays.
I think I might pop off if we get another hover boots, another vanilla hover boots chest.
I think it'll be in this chest just to mix things up.
Oh yeah, the French vanilla. Yeah. Alucard couldn't quite get to that last couple rupees there. That last rupee, I should say. And the first check in Shadow, just bombs.
Yep.
We are starting to run pretty thin.
Yeah.
On the things that these runners can do.
I mean, there's not a huge number. I don't think anybody's done 20 skulls, so that's a thing.
That is a thing. Yeah, no, we haven't seen that yet. I think one of them has 20.
Aw.
You were hoping.
No galaxy brain today.
I am small, normal brain today. Oh, vanilla hovers. Give it to me. Oh, it's so cool.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I will definitely take BGS any day of the week. Unless it's on Skull Mask.
There have been some... Ooh, Spike thought about going to Bolero, choosing not to do that. And looking like he's going to be doing the same thing Alucard's going to be doing here, probably.
Quite possibly. All right, torch run. What do we got?
Unfortunate, too. After this is over, where do you go next?
Oh, Zora's Domain, just a load of garbage today.
Still got King Zora, potentially.
Yeah.
Gotta unfreeze the big boy.
Yeah. King Zora is not in logic at the moment.
No.
Not even close. For King Zora to be in logic, we would need, 1, we would need a Goron tunic that is in logic. And 2, we would need the other wallet.
Yes. Which we have seen neither. So, we have not seen this either.
Oh, Bombchu Bowling. I can't believe we haven't seen that. Here we go. And 2 pretty quick checks if you just sit here and, you know, waste all your Bombchus on the first one. Which I imagine Alucard is going to do. I have no interest in a recovery heart. Thank you very much.
Get a little closer for the last one. Wow.
Oh. Hey. Chest game.
They have to wait till nighttime.
I know.
They won't do it. They're not going to do it. They'd have to wait. They both
Have we
have to
done the
stand here.
Hyrule Castle Ferry?
Nope.
Well, that's what we're doing now. And maybe we can waste a little time on the way to the Hyrule Castle Ferry to get the...
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, though the sun is over there on the east, so it's going to take a bit.
Man, Spike just Not happy. There's a couple. I mean, we're looking for...
Oh, Spike just did the Hyrule Castle Fairy.
Just a bloopy in there.
Ugh.
What's his time of day? See if he peeks at it. Decides to take the... He does have the lens on his bar.
Yeah? There's
Yeah,
that.
that's exactly what he's going to do. Just going to wait it out. Doesn't look like
Alright.
he's waiting too long, though. That was a pretty quick transition. If Alucard elects to do that, he might have to wait a little bit longer than Spike.
We will see about that.
Deku Shield. I think I might have said it was a bloopy. It was a Deku Shield.
Spike Vegeta, you know, giving us some nice shield moonwalking here.
Shield dancing. Some fidgeting. There's the wolf howl. So,
Have we done Doggo?
Alucard did Doggo.
Okay. And Alucard does not look particularly interested in going to check that chest game.
No, he does not. He's still going to stay a child, though.
Looks like it.
He may want to, he might be wanting to advance this day cycle out front. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe save him a little bit of that movement speed, or that movement time.
All right.
All right.
So, chess game. We've got a left key.
Left or right, chat? Write it right now. You'll look really cool in front of your friends. Oh, if you wrote left, you were right. That sounds weird.
I thought left is not right. Left is the opposite of right.
Left was correct.
But right is right now.
Right is right now, but left was right earlier.
But right now, there's another right, but there's another left.
Okay, so right's not left. No,
And
right's
who's
not
on
right
first? And
here. Who's?
exactly.
Who's on first?
Everything.
Wow. Spike's got...
Okay.
Oh, hover boots!
What?
Hover boots! Oh, man!
Oh, the chest game hover boots.
Oh, Alucard.
Good lord.
Alucard bailing on the chest minigame.
Oh, Spike is having a field day over there.
Well, hey, all right. Shadow's in play now.
Yep, and I expect to find, you know, Ruto's letter in there. And probably just light arrows and ice.
Yeah, very good chance.
I mean, I can't even think of anything it could be other than that. Unless it's Requiem in ice and then, like, light arrows on the two child-side chests of spirit.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. That's the only thing I could really suggest.
So this is, like, almost like methodological go mode here. In that you know where you need to go to find the thing. And you're just going to go there and get the thing.
Spike not immediately going.
Yeah, because he hasn't done the Child Goron City checks here. Which, again, it's Way of the Hero, so you're pretty interested in getting them done.
Alucard now, I'm imagining, now he's going to go do this chest minigame. He wanted to get one more check out of the way to advance the nighttime, so he went ahead and did Frogs 1.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so Alucard also going to get the hover boots. I think Alucard, or it was Spike who went into Shadow first.
Yes.
Yeah, so Alucard's going to be able to, you know, clear out what you need in Shadow all in one go.
But Spike's going to have the advantage of not having to do that first back little hallway. And now that they're both basically caught up, we're going to get to a point where both of these runners are going to be hanging out in the Shadow Temple together.
And we're going to have basically just an execution comparison side by side. It might just be basically at the same time when they cross that gap to the bottomless Shadow.
All right, Spike getting this on first try would be a small... Nope, he'll pull the bomb out a little too early there. Now
that's perfect.
That should be perfect, yes. More than enough. I'm interested to see Alucard's reaction to these hover boots. All right, Spike gonna bail now.
He's like, what? Excuse me? Okay, if you want a place where you ought to be able to warp out of, this is it.
Yes, this needs to be a spot.
This is where we need the Ocarina to be able to use and get out of here. Forget this mess of walking back out.
Spike being thorough. Want to get this Dampe digging out of the way while it is nighttime. And is there anything else that he needs that he's electing to do here? See, it might just be the 20 skull check that he's going for. I think that's
maybe.
it.
It's just like all of a sudden 20 skulls is Ruto's letter.
Oh my god.
That would be dumb.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Okay, so for those of you, so the blue fire does make it where you could theoretically, you know, get King Zora unfrozen, but it's not in logic to do so.
Yeah. Because the contents of the bottle are randomized. So you're not guaranteed to get the blue fire in a seed that you would need to unfreeze King Zora.
Yeah, and the fact that you could empty that bottle at any time.
Yeah.
It could lock you out. Now, interestingly enough, if you get a big Poe in a bottle, it does count because you can't remove the big Poe any other way.
Mm-hmm. Spike doing these bomb checks in the well. Again, Spike being thorough here.
Somebody call him Henry David.
Yeah. As opposed to being aggressive and just going straight into Shadow Temple. And again, Alucard's going to have the small disadvantage of having to get these 2 back room checks. But there's a chance, depending upon how fast Spike's execution is through this double-dipped well area, he could be joining Alucard, as you said, like almost like crossing the gap almost at the same time.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty close time between the two of them. And then Spike picks up that thing and does notice that the last chest is going to be a small key and gets the heck out.
Pay attention to key logic, kids. Your keys, count your keys. It'll save you a whole lot of time. Oh my god, this is going to be so close. This is going to be so close.
I think Spike actually crosses the gap a little before Alucard.
I think so. We're going to have to see how Alucard's Dead Hand 2 fight goes. But this is going to be real close. It's going to actually be, they're going to be like within seconds of each other. After all this time, 2.5 hours later, they are almost synced up. Ooh, Alucard. I want to get this jump slash. Oh, missing. Okay, that's fine. Got a couple stabs in. All right,
at least he has a shield now. All right, one more shot at...
Oh, the hand getting in the way.
By getting the worst possible statue here. Having to go all the way to the back.
It is, in fact, the worst RNG. It does take the longest. So, 3244 was his gate cutscene. So that'll be our benchmark to see just how far behind Alucard is.
Alu gets the BGS and immediately equips the BGS. Spike has yet to equip the BGS.
See if Alucard gets a little bit of a better RNG on his statue here. This is the Silver Rupee room. Alright, so 3244. And also getting the bad RNG.
Yep. So coming up, cutscene coming in at 33:36, so less than a minute separating our two runners here in Shadow Temple. And they basically have the same set of items at this point. So, the only difference being that Alucard went and picked up the Zora tunic. That's about it.
So it's going to come down to, again, just execution. Wow, they're both in the same room. This is crazy. Well, Alucard's doing this room first, right, before the Silver Rupee room, but it's just crazy to see that like they're both in the same room. And they don't even know. How crazy that they don't even know. It's like we know and they don't know. How cool is that?
That is sort of the benefit of being an outside observer. Yeah, if they knew this, we would have some actual problems with tournament integrity.
Yes, that would be a problem. Not going for the strat I like to do with these Skulltulas is if you have the hammer, just bashing them with the hammer the second they come down. For some reason, that kills them. I'm not sure why, but those Skulltulas, you can kill them with the hammer.
Interesting.
If you have it.
I think the reason that he's probably not using the hammer there is because there's not many other places you would use the hammer in this dungeon, and the menuing in this game is, shall we say, garbage and a half.
It's actually one of the things that you almost have to kind of route in. Limiting your menu time in Rando is actually a really big deal. This keys looks like a single pixel on our screen, but Spike able to get it. Ooh, Alucard just zipping past that Skulltula with the long shot. All right, first invisible chest.
Oh, there it is!
Letter. Rudo's letter!
All right, so now at this point, all we have to do is find the boss key and, at least under the current rule set, an additional 3 small keys.
We are going to be getting to a point where, yeah, I mean, if Rudo's letter, okay, so let's put it to, okay, so Jabu, they're both going to beat.
Right.
Now, there's a chance that we might see a deviation of maybe one of them goes Jabu first, the other goes Ice first.
Well, they're both going to go Jabu first because you really just have to go unlock it at King Zora, so you're just going to do it while you're there.
You're going to go do it, yeah.
But then both of them are going to head straight to Ice Cavern because we know it's Way of the Hero. It's probably got the light arrows. And if it doesn't have the light arrows, then it has something that leads to them, because that's all we need now to complete the rest of the game. Unless I'm forgetting something.
No, doesn't seem like it.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yes.
What if
I'm listening.
the thing that's in the Ice Cavern is the Goron tunic?
I'd be sad.
Could be like massive debated over here.
Oh my god, because then we basically go back to a state of, okay.
Well, I mean, you just go fight Ganon and he'll tell you where the light arrows are.
And then he proceeds to tell you, like, oh, they're in a... Where would they be?
Spirit.
Yeah, they're in Spirit. They're in Spirit Temple. Oh, where are they? On Twin Rova. Where's Mirror Shield? I don't know. Find it.
Good luck.
I don't know where it is. Go find it. I'm only here to tell you where the light arrows are. Alucard, I think checking his key count, I think is what he's doing here.
Yeah. So once you've gotten the 4 of the 5 small keys and the boss key, you can reach Bongo Bongo.
Ooh. The void out here, trying to clip up through these falling spikes.
So the
there we go.
The backflip strat there, that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is pulling out the block the old-fashioned way and pushing it across. You can also do a ground jump to get on top of that block before moving it over, if you prefer that sort of strat.
Before I learned that actual backflip clip trick, that was the way I actually would do it, is the bomb jump. But technically it is a tad bit faster to learn that clip, and honestly it literally is just as free as just backflipping, timing it up correctly.
All right, so Spike Vegeta has located some more keys. Just needs one more, and pretty much guaranteed to find one more key in the next 3 locations. Alucard has located the boss key and will be heading in that direction as well. Both runners, heading in the same direction toward the same boss for the same purpose. That is, of course, destroying it with all manner of prejudice.
The classic Nintendo boss, Bongo Bongo. The disembodied hands. Spike still hasn't put on the BGS, as you said, and he might just elect to not do so.
Yeah, I mean, I would want it for Bongo just because it makes it way easier to kill it in one cycle. You can kill it in one cycle with the Master Sword. It does require very precise timing. Specifically, the timing of the guitar solo of Freebird.
Is that true?
Yep.
If you time it up?
It's exactly that.
Nice.
It's 150 beats per minute.
Something you learn something new every day. For that one. I would imagine Spike may, I think both of our runners here are just going to elect to, if they see the second small key here, nope, never the dream. They're going to have to go back in the invisible maze. I always think you always want to see those 2 small keys and your boss key before.
Oh, right. You need the last small key just to get to the boss. Why
Yeah.
was I saying 4 small keys?
Because it's easy to kind of forget.
Yeah,
that
I'm just
for some
dumb.
reason. Yeah, for some reason in this dungeon, it's like, here's a small key to a room that has nothing except the lock for your boss key. Shadow Temple is so stupid. It's not a stupid temple. You get the vibe from me that, like, I hate every temple in the game.
I mean,
Like, oh, this temple sucks.
I mean, I do hate every temple in the game, so there you go.
What's the good temples in this game? Deku and Dodongos, that's it.
Correct.
Forest is okay.
Yeah, Forest is alright.
Only because you
I
don't...
kind of like Spirit myself.
I loved Spirit, actually. Spirit's my favorite temple in the game. It's just really fun. The music's great.
And to be honest, I don't mind Shadow because, at the very least, you know what you're getting into with Shadow.
You know going in, like, I'm going to be mad. This dungeon's going to take me 20 minutes.
Yeah. And it's like, you're going to have to open basically every chest most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to do it. But at least you know what you signed up for. With Water Temple, it could be any number of chests, and all of them are awful.
Yeah. Spike practicing his spin throws. I really don't think he remembers that he has Bigoron Sword. Ooh, this... Okay. Gibdo there. Freezing Alucard in midair. Alright, we're looking for one small key. No Furoras here either, because there's technically, you could, if you have Furoras, you could drop it right outside that door. And obviously, getting that last small key, you could just warp right back outside, save the time to walk back, but not going to be doing that this seed.
Yeah, unfortunately, the beatable only logic will hide Furoras behind unachievable things many or a very high percentage of the time.
The big Goron Sword was like just peeking out like a little bit on Spike's menu, like, hey, I'm over here. Equip me. I'm right here. I'll make the boss go real fast.
All right, well, there's some bomb chews for Spike Vegeta. Next chest. I mean, you definitely go to this boss key room first. There's 2 different chests here. Mm-hmm. It's definitely the way to go, and it's always wrong. No, not today.
Wasn't wrong today. All right, Spike probably just going to leave. Gonna check this last room back here.
Yeah, could go for it because, we know Ice Cavern is way of the hero, but it could be that debated situation we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. So, in the off chance that this is the light arrows, I'm okay with this decision.
If this is the light arrows, I do not know. Oh, man, I mean that last.
It is the Galaxy Brain Play of the year if it is.
Oh yeah,
but. It's not. I mean, the probability of, one, you ending up in that debated situation I talked about in the first place, that's probably not a thing. Second, the probability of that being the chest that you eventually have to go to is much, much smaller. And so it's just really unlikely.
All right. The Bongo Bongo fight awaits Spike Vegeta. Spike going to be doing it a different way than Alucard will be, as Spike has not equipped the Bigoron sword, so unless he equips it here, he might just be waiting until he gets into the fight. And doesn't look like it.
Yep, just going for it.
Going to be going for the quick spin strats. Charge up the first one. Oop, first little slash got through. Nope, not gonna get it. Got some nice damage there, though. He might only need to stun Bongo maybe 2 more times, unless he gets it really clean here. Looking good. Nope, gonna need 1 more. So Spike's surrendering a little bit of time here back to Alucard.
But Alucard also going to the recovery heart here in the Floor Master room, so not losing anything there.
Yeah, if you don't time up those spins on the first go around for Bongo, almost guarantee that you're gonna have to stun him 3 times to get the final kill on him. Whereas what we're gonna see on Alucard's screen is just 1 quick jump slash and then some crouch stabs, and Bongo will go down very, very quickly. So Alucard came into this dungeon at about 53 seconds at the disadvantage. So once the fade out here for Spike, ooh, gold gauntlets. Okay, that's a little interesting.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any information on outside Ganon's castle, so that is another location that could have what we want. Could be that the light arrows are in Ganon's castle. Be a little bit weird, but
it would
still possible.
So around 46:05 was the ooh, Alucard falling. Gotta go straight first, then veer off to the left. Oh, falling again.
A little further to the left there. Yeah.
A little to the left. Go a little farther to the left. Okay, there we go.
There you go. All right, now Spike Vegeta is heading back to Child side, which we know he needs to do. He's got to open up Zora's Fountain and head to Jabu Jabu.
And you'll see just how much time the Bigoron sword saves here on Bongo Bongo. First arrow. Second arrow. Fire the arrow. Oh, didn't get, he missed that 1 crouch stab in there.
Yeah, it was a little early with the last hit there.
And there you go, that was the 1 hit right there. So, but again, just that quick, Alucard's gonna make up a little bit of time. Little over a minute now. Gonna be the advantage. Looking more like it's gonna be over a minute and a half. Spike Vegeta with the advantage over Alucard. Again, basically knotted up with items. We're just looking to see what that Ice Cavern way of the hero is, as well as beat Jabu Jabu. Just slow grind of a dungeon, too. Oh, and Alucard still needs to beat fire.
True.
Ooh, man.
But I believe he has the boss key, so it's just go in there, do it, get out. And with the hover boots in hand, it's actually much easier to get to the boss door.
You're not lining up that, yeah. Line up that awkward jump.
Keep feeling my microphone's cutting out a little bit occasionally.
I'm stepping on the cable over and over again.
Why would you do that to me? What did I ever do to you?
You did that one really mean pun that took me a while
right.
to kind of like figure out in my brain space.
That's probably it. Fair enough. Spike Vegeta heading to Ice Cavern. Or to
Jabu.
Jabu, yeah. Gonna take care of this dungeon. What do you think the odds are that he just completely go modes the dungeon? Doesn't check any items?
I think it's pretty high. I think that's what I would do in this situation. That's absolutely what I would do. I would fight the crazy tentacle. What's the thing that hangs on the bottom, like inside your mouth?
So what's in your mouth is the uvula.
Yeah, the uvula monsters that hang down. I would kill those things, and then I'd leave. Honestly.
All right,
We'll see how thorough. Alucard's gonna go beat Fire Temple, I'm imagining.
Did
So
he
now
not get Bolero?
he didn't go to Spirit.
Oh yeah.
He did not go to Spirit. Spike actually elected to go to Spirit.
Yeah, Spike has Bolero.
This is Link's fish girlfriend. You thought he was dating Zelda. You would be wrong. Even though in the actual game, he is completely not interested in Ruto. We don't need to know that. In this...
The other direction, by the way, completely the opposite.
Right.
Ruto is super into Link. You don't even know.
You could tell by how, like, sassy she is to him. You're leaving me here alone? Yes, because you're really annoying.
I mean, it's not like... It's not like I want you to carry me around or anything.
Right.
Seen that anime too.
It's this anime. We're watching it right now. You guys thought you were watching a rando. We're watching an anime.
Also, throwing Ruto at the Switch is the correct move.
Yes, there is no other way to open that door. You have to throw Ruto at her at the door. Well, the Switch above the door. If you do anything else, you're a heathen. All right, will Spike go mode this dungeon?
We'll find out. This is basically it. I wouldn't fault him for like picking up the chest that spawns after you kill this tentacle.
Mm-hmm.
But
the boomerang
also,
chest.
Also just completely leaving the other two chests behind.
All right, here's the uvula monster. The first one. I don't know what else you would consider it to be. It's just like a weird, you know.
I mean, it's a vestigial growth.
Yes.
Is what I'd call it.
Caused by Baronade. Cool thing to get there, though. A little bit extra health.
Yep.
No double defense, so... Oops, Spike not go-moding it. He's not going to take that gamble. Playing that potentially, yeah, that way of the hero inside of Ice Cavern is either going to be for a potentially kind of a useless item, like the Goron Tunic.
It could also be something like the Mirror Shield. I don't know why I keep thinking of all these bad things.
Man,
it's like I hate people or something, but I really don't.
It's like you really want Spike and Alucard to just suffer.
I mean, Spike did beat me earlier today, so there is that.
Oh, I see. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, this is a cleverly disguised ruse to make my previous opponent suffer as much as possible. No.
All right.
I clearly had nothing to do with the generation of this seed.
No, we were not involved.
That is definitely not what I was spending the first 10 minutes of this seed doing.
Oh yeah, and then you magically appeared. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
Got the lag in this room. This lag in this whole area is just mind-numbing. Ooh, Spike, gotta be careful with these jellyfish. Yeah, you want to dispose of those before you tackle this final little mini-boss here. Because those things can really be a nuisance if you're trying to get some clean boomerang shots on this guy. Alucard now beating Fire Temple. He will obviously be following in Spike's footsteps after Volvagia is dead. Ooh, is Volvagia going to drop a key? I think she drops a key, doesn't she?
No, it's the strength upgrade.
Oh, it's the strength upgrade, right. The final strength upgrade. Okay. Just for a split second there, I was thinking, like, ooh, is Alucard going to get baited into trying to go back into Fire Temple?
Nah, the rest of Fire Temple is
empty.
Done.
Thank goodness. Well, we don't know that.
Actually, I don't know about the key distribution.
Well, we have the Pierre key.
Oh yeah.
That Alucard
Apparently
tried to
you
get.
can get in there, yeah.
Right. Yay, you saved me. I got the Zora Sapphire. Now get me out of here. I don't want to get eaten by a giant octopus. Oh no.
Little do you know, the actual Zora Sapphire is in Forest Temple, and you can't even get it.
Right.
Too bad. Ruto is going to remain forever alone.
Aww. What's interesting, what would be a cool thing, is if you were somehow able to, like, the texture of that Zora Sapphire, if you were able to change it to whatever stone or medallion Jabu had, that'd be a pretty cool thing. So you could almost, it would kind of be an interesting situation there, because you could kind of go into Jabu, not knowing what it had, and go and be like, oh, that's my fire medallion.
Yeah. Now, that would only really be relevant when in modes where you don't have that knowledge from the pedestal.
Yeah, closed Temple of Time.
Yeah, or just like Key Sanity with all the maps and compasses give information, that sort of thing.
Oh man.
Maps and compasses give information, and then maps and compasses off.
So you don't.
You just don't get them.
So you have to beat the dungeons, not knowing if you need to beat them or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty interesting idea. Alucard, all right, now he's going to be heading into Jabu. Gonna end up being about almost the full dungeon behind Spike. Now Alucard could potentially take that gamble and just go mode the dungeon and not open up those 2 extra checks.
Gain a little time that way if you pull it off. We will see. Alright, so Spike going up the tower to hit this switch. There is a setup you can use to hit it from the floor and not have to climb it. I do not know what that setup is.
It's close. It's basically you walk to a specific point on the platform, and then you aim straight up, and then I think you throw the
fire
boomerang.
and then like side hop a couple times.
Yeah, there's a setup to get into the correct spot, I think, but we'll see how clean this Baronade fight is. This Baronade fight, when done correctly, looks really, really clean and nice. And we'll see how Spike goes here. Throwing the boomerang early, gets the first set. Second set, very nicely done from Spike.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Baronade fight.
And this damage here is, of course, intentional. Moves it into the next phase. Makes it more beatable. Gotta go fast, even when it means hurting yourself.
That's right. Beauty's pain. Speed is pain. Sometimes. In this case. All right, what items Jabu got? Or not Jabu. What items Baronade got for us? Spike's going to elect to pick this up. You have to wait for Ruto to spawn here, so there's real no point in... it's just a bloop. You can't even pick it up anyway. As you can see, we have to wait for Ruto to spawn anyway, so most of the time people will just elect to pick up that item if it's something worth their time.
In this case, not at all. So, with the Ice Cavern being the way of the hero, Spike Vegeta should immediately head to Adult and get that done. We know Zora's Fountain is barren, so there's no reason to do anything else around here. We're out. And we do see Spike Vegeta immediately heading Adult. I would expect like a Minuet or a Bolero, whichever one is closer to get to that Zora's River.
That's pretty close. Minuet and Bolero are, if you're counting loading screens, I think Minuet's a tad bit faster, especially if you take the time to get lost and then come back out through the front entrance near Kokiri Forest. But we'll see. See what Spike elects to do here.
I've never timed it out. I'm sure somebody has.
Ooh, okay. Is Spike?
Oh, he might be going for the ferry at Ganon's castle.
There's a chance. I think that is what he's doing. He's going to try to clean up that, wants to just get it out of the way. And then right from there, you could basically play your warp song. Unless Spike's going to go all the way up to Ganon and just confirm that the light arrows are in Ice Cavern. Oh, that's what he's doing.
Good call, good call.
Yeah, but this could be potentially giving back a whole bunch of time to Alucard. Wow,
it's not really that much time. You get you take care of the little mini bosses on the way, and then you know, once that's done, you can just walk back in and beat the silly thing.
This is a if these light arrows aren't in Ice Cavern, then this is like galaxy brain from Spike. If he ends up getting this hint and it points him in a different direction, unless he's forgetting about the Ice Cavern way of the hero, there's a chance there too.
Yeah, I doubt it, but maybe. All right, so we see Alucard does go ahead and pick up the first chest after beating those tentacles. We'll see if he decides to go to the rest of them, or if he just decides to peace out. He is piecing right the heck out.
All right, taking that gamble. We know that the rest of these checks are in fact nothing, so... All right, see what kind of Stalfos RNG Spike gets here. Gets that first jump slash hit, a little bit of a free one if you time it up correctly and your movement's good. You can get that Stalfos to jump slash you all the time, and you can meet him in the middle with a jump slash of your own.
Now, if Spike Vegeta goes up here and it turns out that the light arrows are in Ice Cavern, then this is basically just a complete waste of time.
The only thing he's really gaining here is, like, kind of how you said, Alucard is going to have to fight these 3 little rooms, which is when Spike comes back, he's just going to be able to fly right up the stairs, go right up into the Ganon fight, and not equipping the Begoron sword, so he's going to have to time this. This is, ooh.
I am going to ask him if he has an aversion to the BGS a little bit.
Oh, juggling them. Look at the juggle back and forth between Salt and Pepper here. That's what I've named them, Salt and Pepper.
Though interestingly enough, Alucard did go for the boomerang chest. So
yeah, interesting there.
I mean, maybe he actually went for the map chest earlier, and I just didn't see it.
Extra bomb bag inside of Jabu, so not necessary there.
Does sort of reinforce that original bomb bag being the way of the hero item there.
All right. Is Spike a genius? Let's find out. Are the light arrows... Someone laughed when I said that. And... Nope. They are in Ice Cavern.
Like you do.
But hey, we know it's not the song now. This is a clear cut. Go there, get these items, come right back and kill the pig.
Get in, get out, get on with your life.
That's right. All right, so Spike's going to have the benefit of being able to warp out of here. And the Bolero of Fire being played.
All right. I mean, it was going to be one of those, like we said. So he's going to head through here, go through Goron City, head to the portal to the Lost Woods. That will and then head into Zora's River.
Alucard having some trouble with this uvula monster. Now he's got it on the good cycle. All right, chat, if you're watching this, put a number, 1 through 4. Where is our light arrows in the Ice Cavern?
Quite a few less
options.
Options.
Not like 1 through
like the big key.
Yeah, not 1 through 21 like in Link to the Past. 1 through 4, but still, I mean,
yeah,
still important where those light arrows are going to be. They're going to have to go all the way to the end to get those iron boot check, or is the game going to be real nice and put it right in the first room where you pick up the blue fire?
So, here's the Galaxy Brain play. You ready for this?
I don't think so, but go ahead.
Spike Vegeta has blue fire on him.
He does.
So you go to the second room first because it's got 2 items.
I'm amazed. I can't handle this. This is too much. This is too much for my brain. That's incredible. That's incredible. 50-50 shot here. Will he do that?
I mean, I would, but...
I mean, he's going to open up his menu and see the blue fire there and be like, ooh, man, I could just dip into that room real quick.
Yeah, maybe.
It doesn't really waste that much time when you really think about it.
It's actually way faster because there's also blue fire in
that
room.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. I was just operating under the assumption that we were going to have to use that blue fire to thaw out King Zora. Not nearly as mean of a seed, I guess. Don't even care what's over there.
So we have actually switched audio now.
Yes, we have switched audio over to Spike Vegeta. I think we're hearing both audios, actually.
There he goes. Spike Vegeta equipping the fire, or the blue fire. He's like, wait a minute. I have blue fire. What's going on? Yeah, that was the 20 skull check.
What a strange 20 check. And if that ends up being what Spike does.
I mean, I think coming in with blue fire and doing that is just actually a faster way to clear the dungeon in general. So,
and there it is.
Yep.
That's the call right there. Perfect decision there. Now, I was wondering if he was going to get the silver rupees first, because you do end up on the ground when you grab the last silver rupee. But I don't know if it matters here. All right. Break open these icicles. Kill that Keese because he's a jerk and he's in the way.
Now, I didn't quite see what was over in that
I didn't either.
red crystal on the right, left, but I think Spike did see it. It didn't particularly look like light arrows, is what I'm saying.
Did not appear so. Oh, it's gonna be the wolf. It's gonna be at the final. That is not light arrows. That looks like a Hylian shield. Light arrows?
Boom!
Oh, the plays, the plays. The Spike in go mode. And a clear shot at Ganon. Now he's cleared the castle all the way up to the top. Basically just the dwarf fight and then the pig fight.
So what's great about this is the fact that Spike was able to have that sort of, awareness of what was going on this late into the seed. You're like 3 hours into a run. You're like, I'm just gonna go get the thing. But having the awareness to be like, oh, I could just go do this real quick and make it so much faster, and just pulling it off feels real good. Alucard doing a real nice Baronade fight over here. Did have a little trouble with the first phase, but got the second one real good. Second boomerang shot, that is. All right, Spike Vegeta going to climb Ganon's tower.
And luckily for Spike, no lag disadvantage he's going to be dealing with here. As Alucard's also playing on console. Not having to deal with that. And Spike, a full ice cavern dip and a full Ganon's tower clear ahead of Alucard. We'll see how clean his execution is. Both of these fights. Spike did struggle yesterday with his dwarf fight. He missed that one cycle. And still not equipping the Bigoron sword. He is clearly against using the big sword. He is not for it. He wants to use the tiny little Master Sword all seed long.
Fair enough.
Gonna use the hammer to poke the tail of the pig.
I usually use the hammer even when I have Bigoron sword for the big fight anyway.
Is it anywhere? Is there any sort of clear-cut, like, more efficient thing? I don't think there is. I mean, the Bigoron sword is longer, but maybe the hammer has a wider hitbox. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, if you do it correctly, the hitbox doesn't matter. You just get in the right spot underneath again, and you just hold back and stab, and you're fine.
All right, we are in to the pig sorcerer fight. As he Warlock punches Link off the stage, and he 3-stalks him. I wonder if they actually just took that audio file from the game and stuck it in Melee. Because it sounds identical. Ooh,
Spike.
the lag.
I see what's going on here.
The disrespect with the bottle.
I mean, the way I do it, the bottle is kind of like the most efficient way to do it. Because you get the most active frames of hit there. Spike
Very
nailing that
nice.
timing.
Get all 9 hits in there.
I'm told that one is basically just like exactly once a second.
Mm-hmm. It certainly feels that way. You want to kind of watch the shoulder twitch of Ganondorf. Time it up a little bit that way.
Oh, I didn't even think about using a visual cue.
All right, here's this epic.
Oh, there's your lag.
Oh, yeah, look at it. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, it's magical. When you're a little kid, you're thinking, oh, it's so dramatic. It's in slow motion. No, it's just the game chugging.
Oh, so that's
Real
why,
hard.
That's why the emulator I play on cuts out the music halfway through, because it doesn't take that long to get there.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is why I generally use the hammer, just because it knocks the sword away, and even if you're using BGS, it unequips your sword.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to go back.
That one quick menu advantage that you can get. 1 hit. Looking for 3 on this phase. That's the 3rd one. Spike's got the pig down.
Looks like Alucard's going for the same play that Spike Vegeta did, gonna go confirm the location of the light arrows before actually going to get them.
I like that call from both of them. It struck me as a little strange at first, but then you know what? There are so many different options for it. Like you said, it being song locked.
There were some real debate options possible.
Spike. 1 more hit, I think. And the pig is down.
Here it goes.
We got a Kamehameha from Zelda coming in. I don't know what else to call this. This is
I mean, fair enough.
the perfect thing to call it. She's even doing the hands.
Oh, the hands are more like...
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, she's making a Triforce.
Wait, that's Hadoken. Never mind.
Politically, you gotta be correct here. Hadoken, Kamehameha. And with that, Spike Vegeta
Time.
is your victor. Hands on the head. Spike moving on to the semifinals.
3 hours, 11 minutes, and roughly 24 seconds
Yeah,
or so.
we'll do 3:11:24 sounds good to me. Man, that was a not a necessarily super easy seed. We were basically on that 3-item hunt for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But Spike Vegeta clearing it up and getting the win here, and I think we're going to be bringing them both over here for an interview here pretty soon.
I certainly hope so.
We're going to take a quick break, though. Before that interview, we'll be right back. So... Hello? We're good. Hello, everyone. We're back. Spike Vegeta and Alucard. Spike Vegeta, your victor. Moving on to semifinals. Congrats to both of you. That was an awesome race. So,
Thank you.
So the first thing that I want to say to both of you is that you both entered Shadow Temple. You were within a minute of each other.
Really?
Oh, wow.
So when you were in Shadow, he had done the first 2 checks first.
Oh, so we had the Bigoron sword.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a few
So
minutes right there.
being that you just said that, what do you have against the Bigoron sword?
I never put it on, did I?
No.
Totally forgot I ever got that.
I just thought you were allergic to it or something.
Then I 3-cycled Bongo, so you know. Oh, and then I 3-cycled Bongo. No, I completely forgot I got that. I think I was in the middle of that phase where I was like, how do I not have either the hovers or Rudo's letter at this point? I'm sitting there thinking maybe at this point Rudo's letter, Ice Cavern's got like hovers or something. But yeah, that was insane. And no, I completely forgot I had those.
It was so funny because when you were menuing inside of Ganon's tower, you were doing your last little menu. The Bigoron sword is poking on the left side of the screen,
Come
like,
on,
hey,
man.
put me on. Come on, just equip me, man. I'm going to make this real easy on you.
Because I never got an extra tunic or anything. Of course, we never have to go there for boots or anything. So it was just, I never looked at that menu again. I was a Master Sword boy for life. My Kokiri sword was already equipped early. Yeah, I never went by it. I'm like, oh, cool, I have that. That's cool.
So,
right.
Alucard, you actually got your strength upgrade first. You got it from a different location than Spike did. You went to GTG very early and got your strength upgrade first. So when you saw the silvers come out a little later inside of GTG, or not outside of GTG, because you got yours inside GTG. When you got yours later on in the seed, in Fire, that's what I'm saying, in Fire, were you kind of thinking to yourself like, ooh, like that strength advantage I had might have not been an advantage?
Pretty much, yeah. I was like, oh, this is not good for me, obviously, because strength was just so scarce. Like, even Bomb Bag was kind of tricky to pick up because you had to dive into Forest, I guess. Or I think there was another one somewhere that I found. Oh, no, that was way later.
In Jabu.
Yeah, in Jabu.
Oh, is there another bomb bag in Jabu? It was on the one check.
I was just checking stuff in case there was like a mirror shield or something. And
Sure.
this song was important in Ice Cavern.
You each skipped a different chest in Jabu.
Oh, you skipped bubbles?
I went back, though.
Oh, you did go back.
I went back.
You full cleared.
I was
okay.
like
didn't do the
thinking.
manta ray room.
I was thinking. I was like, all right.
Like, if I'm gonna end up looking at the hint anyway from Ganon, I might as well just.
I don't
want to
come back here. Like,
Yeah, that's common with Jabu for sure.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I want to get to is these Way of the Heroes were. How did you guys feel about these Way of the Hero hints?
Well, Lost Woods had Din's Fire, Boomerang, and the Iron Boots in it.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a good one to have. Goron City had just a hook shot. And what else was there? Ice Cavern was light arrows. Like, what were we not pointed towards? There was those three. There was something else. I can't think of the other Way of the Hero.
Your strength upgrades.
Oh, Forest Temple. Yeah,
Forest
I probably
Temple bomb
did.
bag.
You get the Forest Temple hint, or did you just go in?
I got the Forest Temple hit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You want to know where he got his Forest Temple hint?
Where was that?
The corner of Lake Hylia.
See, I never read those. No, because did
I
you
wanted-
open with South Hyrule?
I did not,
You did
actually.
not?
I already
you
got...
went adult.
Yeah, I got a hint about Hylia being foolish, like, reasonably early. So, but I needed time to pass because I was doing something at night. So I was like, I'm just going to go read those hints and just see what happens. Why not?
So Alu at that point did not have the Song of Storms. Because it took a little while for him to open up that
It's kind of a
Composer
mistake.
Grave.
Yeah.
And so that was where you found it was in the Storm Grottos in Kikiri Forest. And you found it like 12 seconds after he did, and we're like, well, he was going to have an advantage. So I want to talk a little bit about your final play into Ice Cavern.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you show up there and you're going to get your bottles out and you're like, wait a minute. Where'd this fire come from?
I'd like to act like that was a big brain play, but I mean, I'm going to go right in. I'm going to go to the 2-check room. That's great. That was literally me just being like, okay, let's just menu early, get my bottles on because we're going to be using those. And I said, oh, yeah. That was a big Goron sword that I happened to go by in the menu once. Said, oh, I got this off 20. That's right. So that was very convenient. So, Yeah, that was that was how it came back to save me a minute, maybe. Didn't have to go to the first room, so that was cool. That was cool for sure.
I didn't even think about that too, because when you were heading in there, I'm like, okay, he's gonna go to the first. I said, wait, he has blue fire, because I remember you never checked 20. At least I don't think you checked 20.
I basically gave up on skulls from the beginning of the seed. I was like, I'm pretty bad at routing skulls
that's
in
why
and
you
stuff.
didn't grab the one with the long shot in DC.
Yeah. There were a few that I was like, you know what? I just don't care. I'm just gonna ignore them and hope that they don't matter.
It's so hard to know how to route skulls. I was talking to people about this earlier. I've been playing since the 1.0 days. And in 1.0, there were only like 150 checks in this game. So people saw stuff on skulls all the time. It was, a decent percentage of the checks in the game. Now it's like there are 255 checks in this game. So skulls are a lot less powerful. And it always feels like, man, you're dedicating a ton of time when you add up all the seconds that you spend here and there getting them. So I felt like I got down to where I was reasonably only killing skulls that were like 5 or less seconds, but probably wasn't actually that.
Especially when you're working on a seed that has such a badly placed boomerang behind us.
Oh, yeah.
And it was funny because both of you you got your boomerang really late. Like, you did everything up until you went down into the hole to actually get the boomerang itself. But you guys are walking past all these. I was like, man, like, that's a bad place for the boomerang, especially because you didn't get Prelude until like way later.
Right.
So you're doing all of that walking around just to get a boomerang that, if there happens to be something on skulls, you're doing all of this walking basically past a lot of the Skulltulas to get the thing that you're going to have to go back around again to collect them with.
Yeah, it was really hard to know how to route that necessarily. You say, okay, that is an item I will 100% eat. We have to do Skull Mask. I think the way you did it probably was more optimal. I just said screw it and said, just give it to me right now. Mm-hmm. I went ahead and did chickens with it just to be safe in that regard, just clear that stuff. So I did a lot of slower checks, but yeah, I don't know what the proper way would have been to route that, because we didn't get Rudo's letter till the end of the game. Boomerang, we didn't get a lot of skulls. It really didn't mean anything.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't know. It didn't really help, other than if you wanted skulls. I mean, so that's a practical reason to pick it up. But as I said, I was just so far away from trying to do skulls that I was just like, nope. I'm just gonna set myself up for success later. If I get Rudo's letter, if I get like a scale, then I can kind of route it straight into Jabu, and then everything will be fine. Yeah.
Were you so against buying a shield that you were willing to fight Dead Hand almost the vanilla way, with just slashes with the Kokiri
It
sword?
wasn't about that. It was regret for not buying a shield the whole time, basically. And then once I found that shield in GTG, it was like, okay, I can actually do something.
I don't know if having the shield early would have made up the entire difference, but there was a significant amount of time gain you could have gotten from that.
Only Wooden Barrel is the only person who just straight up for his pride in the memes will not buy a shield. Every other time you see that happen, it's like, oh no, I wish I had this right now. There are many reasons. So
we had a long discussion about memes during that run. We're like, the memes suck in this with this randomizer. Like, just go buy a shield, man. Like, it's just so worth it. It makes fighting.
Crouch stabs, ground jumps, defending yourself.
Yeah,
the number one
not
reason's probably
dying.
there. Yeah, it's great.
You guys were at low hearts for a while in Seed, and neither of you got double defense. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, if they start going for some of these riskier strats, especially early on, you walking around without a shield, I think you were hovering at like less than 2 hearts for about a half hour. It
Pretty
felt
much
like
the whole of like GTG was just I don't know, anxiety
Something
attack.
I gave away almost 2 minutes on. This was such a long seed. We probably forgot at the beginning. I tried to kill Vivaggio when I was first there on 6 hearts and a bottle. I had no explosives or anything. I'm still just rocking the Master Sword. And about halfway through, after the fairy revives me, I just go nope and just slam the reset button. So that was a good 90 seconds lost. Because, yeah, like you said, at the beginning we had no health. And then it's usually I start getting a little angry when I start seeing like 13 plus hearts. Because that's an indication that, I can't find anything.
yeah.
The entire desert was nothing. There was nothing in the entirety of the desert in this seed.
I'm glad I didn't actually bother going there. So.
No, you didn't.
I mean, I went to GTG. I guess that's
I
as far as I
baited
went.
myself because you got strength 1 out there. I got strength 2 out there. So I was like, there's so much I can do out here. And it was just bloopy, 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 red bloopy, bloopy, bloopy. Not a red rupee, it's a red bloopy.
I made a joke earlier when I can't remember which one of you pulled the purple rupee. And it took Bob a while to get it, but if you call a blue rupee a bloopy, what do you call a purple rupee?
A perpy.
See, he's got the same thing.
A per.
No, no.
A per. A pe.
Cut the R out.
A poop. Ah!
I knew he would appreciate that. That's the one thing I knew. I knew
I
it.
can't believe the kind of sense of humor I have. I've always said perpy. I've never just cut that R out.
Yeah. Now none of the other ones work. Like gold rupee doesn't work. Like you can't do green rupee.
Goopy sounds pretty good though.
Goopy?
Oh, look, a goopy.
I found a goopy.
A goopy. Cost 200
Worth a
bucks.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying.
It is worth a lot.
For the red rupee, it'd just have to be like a Spanish rupee. A rupee.
If you can't roll your R's, you're not
Dude,
allowed
I've
to
never
say
been
it.
able to roll my R's. Can you guys roll your R's? Oh my
Rupee.
god. Wait, can you do it?
I can't roll anything.
Oh my god, I thought I was going to be the only one at the table.
I can't roll anything.
That doesn't know
Yeah,
how to
yeah.
do it. Okay.
I can't roll anything. So, no, you both did chickens. I reprimanded you for both of you for that.
Yeah.
But it ended up being an interesting play because it gave you just
first
a
explosives.
smidgen of
Were
explosives.
those your first explosives?
Yes, because I used that to break the long shot. Actually, to
yeah.
to get the beans. Yeah,
same.
yeah, and that was where I could kind of route in the skull masks.
So it sounds
Fetch
like our
quest
routing
stuff.
was somewhat similar because I know I feel like I'm one of the few people who still sticks with early adult as a play. But as soon as I got that hammer, I said he's going to go early adult as well. That's where you can explode everything all of a sudden. So
You both,
It was very profitable.
yeah, you both went the exact same way. Where you came out of Kokiri Forest, you went straight into Hyrule Castle, straight into Castle Town. You both did. I think you both did Bombshoe Bowling, like relatively at the same time. Like you did a little sooner than you did,
really? That's
but it was funny because we walked in like, oh my god, I forgot about Bombshoe Bowling because we had got bombs so late, and it's one of those things where it's kind of similar to adult archery, where if you get a bow really late in a seed, you just forget about
it's
doing
by
adult archery.
itself, chilling in
Yeah.
Kanak. Yeah.
And it was one of the last things in Hyrule. I just want to say on camera, because we mentioned it when you guys were getting done, your reactions to the hover boots in the treasure chest minigame were Spike actually mouthed the words, "Oh my god." Like, are you kidding me?
I'm pretty sure there was a really.
Yeah, like you looked straight into the camera, like, really? Like, that's where
I
my
had
hovers
a couple
were?
ones. The first drink that I found being on Vivaggio's corpse, but yeah, no, the hovers. That's like best picture of the year. That's nominated right there. The
Lens-
worst location I've ever seen. That was so bad.
Lens was in Mitos.
Yeah,
It was right
chilling
from the
early.
jump.
True.
And then you go down, the second you get Song of Storms, you go down there, you get your magic. You can get hovers, what, in the first hour almost, if you route it correctly?
If you
Yeah,
get
if
Song
you
of
go straight.
Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a mistake.
you had to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess if you got Minuet, then that led to ZL, then that led to Song of Storms, that led down, you got the magic. There's a string of it there.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those where that check is fine if you have Sunsong.
Yeah.
And we could not have Sunsong.
Right.
Sunsong at that point was either in the Ice Cavern or it was on Burning Kakariko, where we had to beat Shadow to get to that. So, no, you just had to be there on
Yeah.
time.
Little nervous when you saw Saria's song on Ocarina of Time. Just a small bit, especially when you saw that dungeon layout. We're like, oh, there's spirit, and I'm not starting with any of the stones. Like,
Yeah.
The thing is, yeah, playing beatable only, I've gotten to where, like, Forest and Spirit are very common dungeons that you can get locked out of. So, and as it turns out, we did get locked out of Forest. Spirit,
Yeah.
I think we could have done the whole thing if we wanted to, assuming we found a mirror shield at some point. But
I didn't even take a look at all, but I did go through Forest, found that scale, which I was like, this is interesting. Way of the Hero, maybe.
when you were in Forest, did you not realize at first that you were locked out? There was a period of time when you went up to the key door in the twisted hallway, and you were like, wait a minute, I can't get
I don't
in
play
here.
a lot of beatable only, actually,
Right,
so like I wasn't really used to it. You could probably see in a couple places, like the Deku Scrubs in the Forest. I was like, why can't I purchase this item? Because I've been playing a lot of multi-world,
you've
and
been
like the
doing
Scrubs
multi-world,
say, yeah. So it's just, yeah.
$40, what a ripoff! Come on.
Yeah, I actually asked Spike during our match earlier, hey, can you get locked out of dungeons in beatable only? I was like, you don't have to answer this because this is a match, but please.
I really need you to tell me this right now.
Yes, you absolutely can get locked out of your stone dungeons in a beatable only. Beatable only just means that all the items that you need to beat the game are definitely accessible. But some screwy stuff can go. We actually had a match earlier this week where 2 of our runners got locked out of getting Zelda's Lullaby.
You brought that up earlier, actually.
Which is just a massive amount of checks that are just dead that you can never get to. So, yeah. It threw some of our runners off, as in both of them.
Right.
So.
Well, I'll tell you what, congrats to Spike Vegeta. Fantastic race from
GG.
Alucard.
Yeah, GG to Alucard. Yeah, made it real close there. So.
Absolutely. Again, I'm not meant. It was about 50. I think it was 53 seconds was the difference when you were both inside of Shadow Temple.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
That's insane.
and he made up a little bit of the time because of Bigoron's sword. So it was even it was even tighter coming out of it, and then you both deviated, and that was the point where you had not beaten Fire Temple yet, so he went off to beat Fire. You had already beaten Fire. So then you went off to go do your your Jabu Ice Cavern little train that you went there, but great race from both of you. That was very, very fun, entertaining. Spike moving on to the semifinals next tomorrow, starting tomorrow, taking on the winner of What the Hells, and I mispronounce. I'm gonna mispronounce his name if I try to do it.
What? Say it. Alligatua.
There was no way I was gonna get that right, so I was hoping someone in the audience was gonna bail me out. So, but thank you so much, Alucard, Spike Vegeta. That was very, very fun, entertaining. Not 3.5 hours long. Not a terrible seed like my one earlier
like
that I
6
commentated.
Yeah,
so
basically.
When you don't have a timer. Yeah, 3:11. Wow. Okay. That's shocking to me. That was 3:11. Okay, but cool. Thank you.
all right, cool, right?
Yeah.
And that was it for us, right? I'm Kuiper Don't Care,
I'm Dr. Bobtastic.
and we'll see you for more SGL for the rest of the week. The finals and semifinals tomorrow. Stay tuned. It's gonna be awesome, guys. Woo.